to the greatest goddamn show on earth. This is the Dusty Smith Show, and I'm your host. I'm Dusty Smith. How the fuck's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Might have noticed we missed last Monday's show. Fuck my life. So here's what happened. Like once a month, I have to go dump tons of fucking cat litter, right? Because we have all these cats. For those of you just joining us, I run an animal sanctuary. We have 10 cats running around here. We rescue cats that are about to be euthanized, and dogs too. And we give them forever homes. We spoil the fuck out of them, thanks to you guys who support the show. So I have to go dump all this cat litter on landfill because the garbage people don't want to take my fucking cat litter, right? So I'm used to doing it. I'm used to how much the thing weighs, but apparently the bin that I was dumping had like 100 pounds extra in it that I wasn't aware of. So I went to lift that motherfucker like I normally do, not aware of how much more weight it had in it. Wasn't preparing my body to lift that much weight, and I fucked my back up. I fucked my back up like I couldn't even move for like a week. Has not been amazing, but I'm feeling better now. It hurts still, but I can move at least. So that's a big improvement. Luckily, I am a biological robot. My body is basically a self-repairing machine, just like all of you are. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll work itself out. See what you guys have to say. This show's a breath of fresh air. Yes, also a breath of fresh air. Both of those things. I take big dumps, Dusty. I do take big dumps. No lies there. Dusty took a massive dump. I did take a massive dump. That's true. The episode 2 weeks ago, not fun. All right, weed is good for your bag. Yeah, weed. I also want to apologize to everybody watching this. I haven't worked out in like 2 months, and like I've been bedridden for the last week, so I'm getting chubby again. So like, I know you guys are used to me being a perfect 10, obviously, and I apologize. I've gained a little weight, so I'm only like a 9 right now. And so avert your eyes from me if you have to. I promise I will get my 10 status back immediately. Humble Dusty Smith promises I won't be a 9 forever. I'll be back to my 10 status before too long. CR2 is ruining the view. I know, right? CRT destroyed the goddamn world. Fuck these cathode rayoid monitor bullshit. Lift with your knees, Dusty. You're not supposed to lift with your back. I thought you're supposed to lift with your back. That's what I heard. That's where all your strength is, right in the center of your back. Just fully back lifting. But maybe I was wrong about that. Could be misinformed. Anyway, folks, got a great show for you guys tonight. As always, when I miss a week, or when I miss a show, I have a week's worth of shit to cover. And so look at all this stuff I have to cover. Holy shit. Look, there's like no Meet the Victims in here at all. This is just pure, unadulterated Chud Watch, My Corona, Karen, Heroes. Gonna unveil a new segment tonight called Let's Unpack with Dusty Smith. Where we're gonna unpack stuff that is intricate. Have to go step by step and unpack this crazy ass shit. So we're gonna do that tonight. Exciting times. But as always, folks, if you love what I do, and you should, because it's amazing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/podcast. Hey, notice how I show you guys how much I'm making? Unlike all those other lying motherfuckers who hide the amount they're making from you because they don't want you to know. I'm open and honest, so you should reward me for my transparency. There's a link in the description of the video. It's patreon.com/podcast. $1 a month, whatever you can afford. It all adds up. And it goes to good cause. As you can see, these cats around here. Hey, Miss Katana back here. Miss Fat Katana. Fat Katana, so fucking fat. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to fat shame you, Katana, even though you're fat as fuck. And all right, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into the show. Why not? Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and read the Super Chats. As always, the lifeblood of the show is the Super Chats. I don't dodge any questions. Why the fuck would I? I answer them all, and you can immortalize yourself forever and ever and ever. Amen. In the Super Chats. Beast Nation 2009, smiley face implied. Good to see you back. Hey, I know, right? Good to see you back after I fucked up my back. Glad to see you again, Dusty. Missed you. Had missed you guys. Jason Warren, appreciate you joining me tonight. Basset Hound Gang, $20. Very generous. Thank you, Basset Hound. Holy crap, Dusty. After watching your last show, the three of us dogs looked at each other and said, truly, that man was the son of God. Shh. I fucking wish I was a god. If I was a god, the first thing I would do is make you all gods. Because, and it's not because I'm unselfish. It's a totally selfish act. Because if you turn out to be a god, I want you to make me a god. So I'm going to do to you what I would want you to do to me, just in case you're the god and I'm not. So, I'm more than just a pretty face. I got a mind on me. Love this show. Hey, the show loves you, Justin Ship. Thank you for joining me tonight. Urban Mosque, welcome back. Here's something for your pain. I appreciate it. Didn't take any fucking pain pills at all. All I did was I smoked a bunch of weed, which I was going to do anyway. And I drank some box wine. Yeah, I drank some fucking wine. Don't judge me. It's me that judges you. So yeah, I drank some fucking box wine. I'm back on the goddamn box wine. God damn it, box wine. Why are you so delicious and boxed? Joe LaFaro, right-wingers, leave Big Bird alone. I know, right? They got to always freak out about something. They got to always accuse the left of doing what they do. Getting triggered by ridiculous bullshit. Big Bird did nothing wrong. I know, right? Big Bird just doing what always Big Bird does. Trying to get kids vaccinated. Been doing that shit since the 60s and 70s. Same shit, different day. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump on in. More super chats if you're able, if you want to. Hit the like button, everybody. You should hit the like button because that would be cool of you. Don't be uncool, motherfuckers. And folks, quick note about the show. If you love me, and you oughta, I'm going to be playing Battlefield 2042 tonight. Apparently, that got released today, and I bought it. And I have not played a first-person shooter online with other people in 20 years. For those of you who are familiar with my past, I was a Christian, and then I earned a bunch of money on porn websites. I had some of the first porn pay websites on the internet, and then I felt guilty about that because Jesus didn't want me to run porn websites, I guess. I don't know. And so then I quit porn websites and became a professional gamer for a little while. True story. I did that. And then after that, I started a career on YouTube. I've been doing that for a while. But anyway, yeah, I was a professional gamer for a little while. And I haven't done that in 20 years. So we're going to try that again tonight. It's going to be incredibly embarrassing. I'm going to get murdered by 13-year-olds. So come watch that. Should be fun after the show is over. And all right, let's go ahead and kick off the first section of the show. I've been doing religious bullshit first because not a whole lot of people tune in at the beginning of the show. So we're just going to knock this shit out. And if you know the song, feel free to sing along. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious bully shit. It's time for religious bullshit. It is time for religious bullshit. And first off, our religious bullshit. It's Pastor Greg Locke. He don't give a fuck about no Joe Biden. He hopes they do subpoena him. He hopes Congress does get him in a subpoena. He wants to go up there and he wants to tell them that Joe Biden is a pedophile. He's going to stand up there because he's brave as fuck. So basically, he always playing the victim. APV. Always playing victim. So Greg Locke did not go inside the Capitol building on January 6th. Yeah, he was out there, but he didn't go inside the building. So he was not really part of the riot. The insurrection. So there's no reason that Congress would be subpoenaing him or the FBI or anybody. But he wants to pretend like he's a Billy Badass. I wish they would subpoena me. I go up there. So here he is playing the hero, pretending he's all tough and shit when no one actually gives a fuck about him in Congress whatsoever.
I got a message today and said, hey, Pastor.
Bullshit.
They just sent out their second round of investigation subpoenas for Nancy Pelosi's whatever watch terror hit list that I'm on.
You're not on it. No, literally no one gives a shit about you. You're not important, Greg Locke. You're just like fodder to make jokes about. I mean, your church is inside of a circus tent, okay? You're a literal fucking clown.
And somebody said, are you okay? Did you get your subpoena yet?
Nobody said that. You're making all this shit up to pretend like this is what Donald Trump does. Oh, I got a message today. And people were like, Trump, you're the greatest human being that ever lived. Can I suck your balls?
I said, nope, but I hope I do. You hear me? I hope I do.
He's so tough.
I can't wait to sit up in the halls of justice. Stand up to my feet and in the name of Jesus, rebuke that Jezebel demon baby killing pedophile in the name of Jesus Christ on national TV. Don't you think I won't do it? Yes, I will.
No, you won't, because you weren't part of it.
I'll rebuke them all all in the name of Jesus.
Oh no, please don't hurt him, Hammer. Don't rebuke us all in the name of Jesus. Oh my God, what are we gonna do if he rebukes us? I'm scared, y'all.
Ain't a bit scared.
So tough.
So FBI, I hope I get my subpoena soon. I've been waiting.
Yeah, well, keep waiting, motherfucker. No one gives a shit. Just trying to play the big victim, trying to be like you're a tough guy. You're not, Greg Locke. Like, I'm not into fighting at all, but like, if somebody wants to put on a charity MMA match between me and Greg Locke, fuck yes. Please sign me up for that bullshit. If Greg Locke wants to pretend to be tough, I'm not tough. I have not been in a fight in my entire adult life. I can't even lift fucking cat litter without throwing my back out. But I'm just saying, for charity, if I had to fucking pound Greg Locke's face in, for charity, I would do it. So somebody set that shit up. And here he is. Now, this is kind of surprising. This is the most integral thing I've ever seen Greg Locke do. The only thing I've ever seen him do with integrity, and it's not integrity, really. He's calling out people in his church for saying, let's go, Brandon, which is code for fuck Joe Biden. Because, folks, you could just say, fuck Joe Biden, as Cody Shody said in his last video about this. No one's stopping you. Let's go, Brandon is literally the politically correct version of fuck Joe Biden, done by a bunch of cowards who were too actually scared to say what they want to say. And so they're at his church saying the equivalent of fuck Joe Biden. So, he mad. He don't think you should say, let's go, Brandon, because that's not appropriate in his church. So, he kind of calling him out, even though this is going to give him shit with his own parishioners. So I kind of give him kudos for this, but I know he's only doing this because he just wants something to bitch about. He wants to assert his authority because that's what he gets off on, even if it alienates some of his base.
I have people mail me, let's go, Brandon shirts. Don't talk. All right,
I'm going to talk. I don't really have anything to say, but just because you told me not to, fuck you.
I'm cool with it.
You're not cool with it.
I'll wear it. I'm going to do a Let's Go Brandon rally. I get it.
Mm-hmm. But
that nonsense should have never been chanted under this tent a few weeks ago.
Under this tent.
It doesn't matter who started it. Doesn't matter who did it. It was an embarrassment to the body. Oh, listen, I'm all for the sentiment of Let's Go Brandon. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm cool with saying fuck Joe Biden, but just not in church, folks. Because God really gets his feelings hurt when you say fuck Joe Biden in church. Now, it's fine to do it everywhere else, because Lord knows God is not everywhere. God only cares about what you do in this building. You can act like total piece of shit outside of this building, and God's like, cool, 3-word chant. Fucking dorks.
I could care less what that demonic possessed pedophile thinks about me in this church. Not Brandon. I know what it stands for. I'm cool. I can handle it.
He's so cool, folks.
I can wear a shirt, doesn't bother me. I can go preach in these rallies. In this tent, leave it alone.
Leave it alone, folks.
Let's go, Jesus! Let's go, Jesus!
Cringe.
Let's go, Jesus! That's what I'm talking about in this house!
Yeah, but the let's go part stands for fuck you. So he's saying, fuck you, Jesus! Fuck you, Jesus! So I can get behind that, Greg Locke. Finally, we're on the same wavelength.
Yes, let's go, Jesus. I know what it means, and I'm cool with what it means.
Fuck you, Jesus!
I want him out, too.
He's so cool. I wish you could say he was cool more. You know how you know you're cool? It's when you say you're cool over and over again. Cats, don't turn the air conditioner on. It's too cold for air conditioners right now, cats. That is not helpful to my show. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at you're so cute. Oh, Mr. Half-Stash. You's a pretty boy. All right, don't distract me. I got a show to do, motherfuckers. All right, next up. Religious bullshit. I'm pretty sure this next message is aimed at me, even though, I don't know why, because I am not highly educated. Shocker. Shocker. Anyway, Silly Ray Cyrus is back. Hell yeah. Robert Bullock, everybody's favorite methed out prophet, wants you guys to know that we're in trouble for making fun of him. He gonna sit God on us. Not God.
Apologize. Go ahead and apologize. Well, no! How about that? Just so you can hear me again. No! Because you are wrong. If this had no meaning to it and no prophet standing speaking today was, if they were all wrong, why don't it go away?
That's right, folks. Obviously, the election was stolen because they keep claiming it is. Hey, if it wasn't stolen, why would they keep claiming it was? Hey, this also, by his logic, proves that Islam is true. Hey, if Islam is true, why hasn't it gone away? It's been like, what, 1,500 years? Hey, Scientology must be true. Been like, what, 100 years, 50 years, whatever it's been? Gotta be true. Hasn't gone away. That's just pure logic right there.
How come it hasn't ever faded away? How come it's still a fight over that election? If it was wrong and it wasn't true, then why are we still debating all of this?
Because you keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling, octogen. I don't know what the word for 8 is. But anyway, you keep going over and over and over this because you were wrong. You made a prediction that was wrong. And if you admitted that you were wrong, then everybody would know that you're not actually a prophet of God. You're just full of fucking shit, which you obviously are. So you can't admit that. So you got to keep spreading this false bullshit over and over again to cover your ass. Pretty simple there, silly Ray.
Folks, it would have already passed. You keep your doctrines. You keep your doctrines, but I'll tell you what, you are going to answer for trying to regulate the Lord's prophets. You with your big educations.
Oh yeah, it's us with our big educations. Because, you know, the worst thing in the world is to be educated. Horrible, horrible knowledge. I can't believe you research shit so you know what the fuck you're talking about. God damn it. They love the poorly educated, but like, I'm not even that educated, dude. Like, I've got my GED. I kept getting thrown out of school over and over again because I have authority issues. And so just saying, I do got like a bachelor's degree from Google University though. So I'm sort of a big deal.
You're going to answer for trying to regulate a prophet of the Lord.
Oh no.
And telling a prophet of the Lord that what God said's not true, but what you said is true?
Literally, that's what you do, dude. Like, God didn't say anything. You do not speak for God. It is all what you said is true. Imagine the megalomania in claiming that you speak for an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-wise God.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble now.
You're in trouble. Ooh, woo, woo. God's gonna get you. Hey, bring it, God. Bring it. Let's do this shit. God's like, I already fucked your back up, Dusty. Don't tip me. I'm gonna go after your ball sack next. Don't do it, Jesus, please. I'm sorry. Don't go after my ball sack. I need that. It's handy. Next up, folks, don't worry. God is going to send an even greater president than Donald Trump. I know. Is that possible? Could we possibly get a greater president than Donald Trump? Doesn't seem real. How could that be? How could you be better than Donald Trump? I don't know, but apparently it is. And Blobfish is going to let this woman explain to you how.
Now, in this hour, I have hand-selected another Moses to rise up and let me use him to set my people free. Moses wasn't perfect.
That's right.
Either is Donald Trump, either is any of us, but God still uses us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He said, on the backside of the desert, I have trained him in my ways.
Oh.
So I knew he was talking about during this time when he's been out of office. Mm-hmm. God has been dealing with Donald Trump with his heart, teaching him God's ways of handling things. Okay? And how, yeah. And then he said, as Moses did pass the baton on to Joshua, I too will give him a Joshua to complete the assignment I have given him to do. And a couple of months ago, out of the blue, I heard the Lord say to me, he said, after Trump, there's going to be another president, and he will be even greater than Trump was.
Wow, what a high bar.
So I feel hopeful that God has a wonderful plan in place.
Yeah, that already happened. Joe Biden happened. Joe Biden is a much greater president than Donald Trump is. So, I mean, I guess she's right. just not the way she thinks. Love me some Blobfish! Doing a public service for everybody, helping us destroy religion. Thank you for your service, Blobfish. And God damn it, where are you at, Q? Religious people and preachers, they're just the most horrible goddamn human beings on earth. Ohio priest who blackmailed kids using their own confessions faces life in prison. He was molesting kids, and he was using the secrets and sins they told him in confession to blackmail them into sending him sexual pictures and finding him other victims to molest. So, cool, Catholics. Keep going to your jobs. Keep working your very valuable, very finite life hours away to make money and giving it to these pedophiles. Are you the baddies? You might be. You just might be. And speaking of the baddies, hey, preacher, if boys grow up in church like ours, they'll be straight. It's true, folks. We all know that there are no gay people in church. You just can't be saved by the blood of Jesus and be gay. It just don't happen, folks. The blood of Jesus makes you not like booty holes anymore. It's just the way it is.
But if you go to shoot an arrow, you don't want to shoot an arrow that's crooked. You don't want to shoot an arrow that has a twist to it. If it's crooked, it's not going to fly straight. It's going to fall, it's going to hit the ground. It's not going to hit its target. It's not going to hit the mark. So if you're shooting an arrow, you got to make sure it's straight. And when you're to actually craft your own arrows, because that's why I believe this, how we should apply this as children are like arrows. Well, you get the raw materials, okay? You got the raw materials of the baby, and you need to craft them and fashion them into a man of God or a woman of God. And look, when you go to craft your own arrow, not the one you just buy from the store like this.
So wait a minute. You get the raw materials and God gave you a crooked child to begin with? Huh. Almost like God wanted that kid to be crooked to begin with, but nope. You got to straighten out God's mistake, apparently. That just makes logical sense right there.
They have to make sure they're straight. And they'll have to often put them over fire, put them over steam, and straighten them out and make sure that they don't have any crooks in them. And you know what? Obviously, I think all of us got this down. We don't really have to worry about this, but hey, all the boys should be straight. Amen? Our children need to be straight, okay?
I know, right?
And, that's not something we obviously don't worry about that because, look, if they get saved, there's 100%, 100% reliability. Take it to the bank. If they're saved, they're straight. They're growing up in a church like this. They'll be saved. They'll be straight.
That's right. No gay people in that church, folks. You heard it here, gay people. None of you are actually saved. If you were really saved, the gay would just disappear immediately. Be like, Jesus, please come into my life. Please forgive me of my sins. I believe in you. Please take me to heaven. And you're like, boom, I like vagina now. That's just how it works, folks. Better get to praying. And next up, more anti-gay bullshit. So this is a private Christian school doing what private Christian schools do. Infamous Christian Segregation Academy faces backlash for anti-LGBTQ seminar. This is all they got. Conservative policy is incredibly unpopular, so they got to spread gay panic. They got to spread trans panic. Literally, the culture wars is all conservatives have, so they have to double, triple down on it constantly. So they're having a seminar, and they sent these flyers out to all the parents. God made them male and female. False. And it was good. It was all right. A gospel response to culture's gender theory. Please join us for an enlightening look into the craziness our culture is throwing at our kids and leave equipped with a gospel response to share with them. When Superman is rewritten to be homosexual, he wasn't. That was like his kid or something, and he's bi, not homosexual. Doesn't matter. When parents allow children to choose their genders, I think parents are the ones who choose children's genders, don't they? Pretty sure about that. And some schools are embracing students for being courageous by coming out. I mean, it is pretty courageous, especially in a school of anti-gay, anti-trans bigots like the one you're running. It would be incredibly courageous to come out and live your truth, wouldn't it? And considering transitioning, oh no, not transitioning. How do you respond biblically? I don't. I just make fun of you. I mock you. Because that's the best way to make people not want to be like you, is to make you the laughingstocks of the goddamn earth. Jason Ellis, BC Director of Student Ministries, and Eric Sullivan, High School Principal, have already trained the BCS faculty and staff on these issues. Don't turn my air conditioner on. It's now your turn. Please make plans to attend one of these sessions to hear a dynamic teaching. See multiple examples of what your students might be exposed to and learn how you can have biblical conversations with your child. Yeah, tell them all about how the Bible condones slavery. Tell them all about how the Bible tells you to murder gay people and adulterers and bash children's head against rocks. Yeah, teach them what the Bible says. That's definitely moral, isn't it? And so other students who went to this school who were gay came out and talked about how ostracized, how bullied they were every day in that school, because of course they were. It's exactly what you would expect. Trash, trash, fucking trash. Thou's name is Christianity, and one more unreligious bullshit. Remember, folks, it's the left. They're doing digital book burning. They're burning all the Dr. Seuss books, even though that never happened. The family of Dr. Seuss, who owns all the media rights to Dr. Seuss, decided they didn't want to publish some old racist book because they weren't selling very well, and then they blamed, oh my God, it's book burning by the left. Well, they literally are trying to burn books on the right. Gleefully doing so, and all the free speech warriors are crickets as fuck. The Spotsylvania County School Board in Fredericksburg, Virginia, has taken the insane step of demanding that all school library books with sexually explicit content be removed from the shelves without any regard for the context. As the Freelance Star points out, it's possible this is just the beginning of the purge. The criteria for pulling books from circulation this week is sexually explicit. Basically, it's anything they say it is. Oh my God. You mentioned that sex exists? Can't do that. I'd hate for kids to know about sex, because Lord knows they don't know anything about it, dude. Like, I was masturbating at 8, okay? I knew what the fuck sex was. Would have been way better if somebody would explain to me all about it and told me that masturbation is not wrong, it's normal. Would have saved me a bunch of heartache, a bunch of guilt. Would have been way better for my life. But nah, why teach kids reality? Just let them stay in the dark and feel ashamed of the natural urges of their body. But the board plans to refine how material is determined to be objectionable for further review of library holdings. The board voted 6-0, because of course they did. As FOQ, to make sure no one missed the obvious metaphor, 2 of the board members said the purged books ought to be burned. Nothing nightmarishly Orwellian about any of this, is there? Some Fahrenheit 9/11 here. 2 board members, Cortland representatives, and Robbie, I don't know what this is, and Livingston representative Kirk Twigg, said they would like to see the removed books burned. I think we should throw those books in a fire, Abuzamel said, and Twigg said he wants to see the books before we burn them, so we can identify within our community that we are eradicating this bad stuff. I think you guys might be the bad stuff we should be eradicating. Not literally eradicating, I'm just talking about firing you. You should be fired, but they're taking over the school boards all across the country. The Christians are. This is exactly the type of stuff they want to do. They want to rewrite our history. They want to propagandize the children. As we're going to point out repeatedly on this show tonight, they always accuse the other side of doing exactly what they do. It's always projection with these people. And it's scary as fuck. And all right, that's my religious bullshit for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Free Cow. Who was Cow? Jojo Rabbit, anyone? Yep, that's a good movie. With Wakata Tatiki, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Sex is dirty, I know, right? That's what makes it so fun. The dirtier it is, the better. Get my dusty figs. Hell yeah. Welcome, Robin. Good to see you tonight. Hit the thumbs up, everybody. All right. Dazzle Fu became a member of the Dust Buddies. Hell yeah. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club, Dazzle. You can become a Dust Buddy for $2.99 a month, and you get customized emojis to spam the chat with. Awesome stuff like Bing Bong and ACAB and Fuck Your God and My Cool Ass Portrait. So do it. Become a Dust Buddy. It's a great way to support the show. And Callie Davis became a Dust Buddy too. Cool. You did it. You did the thing. You rock. Hit the like button, everybody. Love you, Dusty. You're one of my favorite humans. Bing Bong. Hell yeah, Apostate. You're one of my favorite humans. One that gives me money. Beast Stage 2009, what in the world, what in word salad and redundancy did that arrow guy just say? All boys are straight, amen. You know, a crooked arrow don't fly straight. And you know, humans are basically like arrows somehow, and you gotta correct God. God gave you raw material that wasn't perfect. We gotta straighten them out. Psh, stupid God. Aquarius 199. So, what do you think of the furry fandom? They may be strange, but I don't think they don't deserve hate they get. Yeah, I did a furry video making fun of one time, and I kind of regret it. It's one of those things, like, I'm not into it, but like, if it gives you pleasure, that wasn't going to be hurting anybody as far as I could tell. So, just because I find it weird or I don't like it, it's really none of my fucking business as long as it's not hurting anybody. You gotta let people have their fun and do their own thing, especially when it's not causing harm. So, do what you gotta do, furries. Please forget my hardness. Take my money. Bing bong! You are forgiven. Absolved. Danny Nerdick. April S. Hi, Dusty. Hi, April. I hope your back is feeling better. XOXO. It's feeling way better. It's not 100%. Still hurts a little bit, but it's way better than it was. Man, I couldn't even fucking get out to go to the bathroom for a day or two. That shit sucked. Stupid old age. Beast Nation 2009. Greg like lies in front of God and everybody every chance he gets. Yep. Con artist. Shameless con artist. But he's making the bucks. Like the televangelists always do. So it's never going to change. And Stephanie, the pretty Horphin, became a dust buddy. Welcome, Stephanie. Oh, the petty Horphin. All right. Even better. And EJ Bluffer, oh, commanded me that I bestow this upon the critters. I'm back, brother. Hell yeah. I'm back too. Good to see you, EJ Bluffer. So far, you're the super chat. All right, John of the world. EJ Bluffer. That great light pressure rivals your Ben Shapiro. Little Ben Shapiro. Gotta cover some little Ben Shapiro tonight. Him and Joe Rogan been hanging out. Yeah, let's see if you guys can guess. Who do you think is taller between Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan? Place your wagers. That Greg Lager read that. All right. Right wingers, leave Big Bird alone. Yep. Speaking of which, didn't Brittany get freed? Did we free Brittany? Think she got her conservatorship ended tonight. Welcome back. Here's something for the pain. Hell yeah, money always helps. The best thing for the pain. Love the show. The show loves you, Justin Ship. Holy crap, says Basset Hound Gang. $20 are very generous. After watching your last show, the three of us already read that. All right. Anything else pop up? Jonathan Gordon, $9. Thank you, Jonathan Gordon. Good to see you tonight. All right, hit the like button, everybody. Only half of you have done it. That means the other half of you are going to burn in hell for eternity. So, seems bad. Might not want to burn in hell for eternity if you can help it. That's just me. And, all right, folks. Next up, gonna do a little my Corona, cause my Corona. First off, on tonight's my Corona. God damn it, it's so grim, so depressing. They're killing their own children. They're literally fucking killing their own children, and still nothing can wake these fucking idiots up. Unvaccinated mother, 22, who caught COVID after refusing vaccine, causing her baby girl to be born prematurely and die of the virus, says she doesn't regret not having the jab. Blink, 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 blink. A mother whose baby died with COVID after she refused to be vaccinated has spoken for the first time and said she does not regret the decision to not get the jab. So basically, she was reading Facebook groups that told her that if she took the jab, her baby might die. So she didn't take the jab and her baby died. And she's like, huh? Psh, I don't regret it. Hey, maybe my baby would have died if I took the jab. Your baby literally died because you didn't take the jab. Like, good God fucking damn. So depressing. Poor thing. Shit. Imagine killing your own children and it's still not having any effect on your stupidity. And here's another example. California officer dies after missing vaccination deadline. A police officer who was placed on leave for missing the city of San Francisco's deadline to be inoculated has died after being stricken by COVID-19. Yeah, COVID-19 is the biggest killer of cops right now. And some of these guys don't give a shit about their fellow police officers. They're always back to blue, the thin blue line. We have a fraternal order. Pretend like they love their fellow cops so much, but they love Donald Trump more. They love the brainwashing of the right wing even more. And not only will they risk their own lives, but they will get their fellow police officers killed over this bullshit. And that's what happens. Officer Jack Nice, 46, tested positive November 2nd and died Saturday in a hospital in Matica. His wife, Melissa Nice, told the newspapers. So, totally grim. Anyway, next up on My Corona. COVID-denying flat earther dies of COVID. Yeah, back in April, we posted a British Columbia's Mac Parr, a man the CBC News described as a vocal member of both the flat earth conspiracy community and the anti-vax movement. Pahar, I don't know if you pronounce that way, but I don't give a shit, sued the BC government, claiming they kidnapped him and committed an act of terrorism against him by putting him behind bars for violating local COVID restrictions. So it gets worse. Not only did this motherfucker die, but he was teaching hot yoga. You know what hot yoga is? It's where you go in and do yoga in a very hot room and you're sweating, getting your bodily fluids all over each other. Yeah. Beyond that, Parr had his business license suspended for not following COVID protocols. He told students in his hot yoga classes that yoga would boost their immune system and kill off the virus. Was that true? Didn't seem like it worked for you very well, dude. Which is a lie. Yeah, no shit. He later used that meeting space to host COVID deniers. I wonder how he got COVID. Total mystery. These fucking plague rats all hanging out together, all spreading the disease amongst each other, and they die. It's very hard to feel sorry for them. And yes, he's a flat earther, so genius all the way around. After attending a conference in the U.S. for flat earthers from around the globe, it's hilarious, flat earthers from around the globe. I love that wording. But Hart returned to Canada and ignored the necessary 2-week quarantine, because of course he did, because they don't give a shit about their lives, and they don't give a shit about our lives. They'll kill us fucking all. He bragged about not wearing a mask on the plane. Yeah, spreading COVID to your fellow passenger on the plane. Why not brag about that? So we can all get immense glee in your horrific death, where you gasp in terror for your last fucking breath. Not saying you deserved it, but you deserved it. You get the idea. This guy never took the virus seriously and put countless people in danger by refusing to follow health guidelines. And he's dead now. Mark Bahar, belly up. Bing bong! Love it. And next up, oh my Corona. Did you guys see this one? So they're having, it was like a Veterans Day, which I'm not a huge fan of any, like, worshiping military or whatnot, but patriots in this country, mostly conservatives, pretend like they suck the military's balls constantly. Thank you for your service. You know, like they're the greatest heroes amongst us. But these patriots don't actually really give a fuck about the military. First off, if you really gave a fuck about them, you would do whatever you could do to make sure they never go to war, which conservatives are always behind pushing. So, always bullshit. But anyway, they were having a unofficial Remembrance Day at the Cenotaph, whatever the fuck that means, in Kelowana's City Park. And of course, the anti-vaxxers always have to make everything about themselves. So they set up their own PA system and took over the remembrance to spread anti-vax bullshit. And the veterans weren't very happy about it.
Hey, woman. It is not about... This is not the age now. Or you about not about you.
A veteran once said, if they ask you for your paper, they have already forgotten.
Not the right time, not the right place. It is the right time.
This Remembrance Day has more significance
They're trying to pull our power.
Since World War II.
Yes, you died in Afghanistan, so what do you want? You actually assaulted me. You assaulted me.
They're like, shut it off, says the veterans. I mean, like, I can't stand her either, but you guys did supposedly fight for her freedoms, to have her freedom of speech and say that shit. So I mean, she could say it, but I'm glad everybody hates them. You should, because they're fucking disgusting jokes. And speaking of fucking disgusting jokes, oh my God. Booger eating Nick Fuentes. This is so weird. The cult he has assembled for himself is so strange. Watch how they echo after what he says. Drink in how cult-like this is.
People say, give me liberty or give me death. Where's
okay, death, please. Just kidding. Nope. No violence, folks.
that energy? Where's that attitude? You know, they have a vaccine mandate at Newsmax. Do you know that?
I did know that.
They have a vaccine mandate at Fox News.
Boo! Just lemmings, all at the exact same time. Boo!
And Republicans support it too.
Boo!
And then they get up there and say, give me liberty or give me death. I'll tell you something. They haven't seen an American people yet that is ready to die for something like this.
Yay! Let's murder our enemies! I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm so tough, says Booger Nick Fuentes. Hey, Nick, you first. Why don't you lead by example? Just saying. Almost like you're a cowardly piece of shit who's just trying to incite violence. You're trying to talk the most unstable people amongst your flock into going out there committing violence while you sit back with your plausible deniability and make your fucking YouTube videos and make your money. Cowardly son, bitch. Woo!
So the message is simply this. I will not comply. Right? It is that simple. I will not comply with one more mask mandate. I will not comply with one more vax mandate. I'm not getting a booster shot. I'm not taking the Pfizer pill. I will not comply.
I will not comply. I will not comply.
God damn it.
I will not comply.
I will not comply.
Not a cult at
I will
all.
not comply. I will not.
Cool, you can always be fired. That's fine by me, and you can all just be plague rats who get each other sick and make my list. I'll be happy to cover you guys.
Comply. I will not comply.
Three-word chant. Three-word chant. I guess it's a four-word chant. Hey, they actually added a word. It's a four-word chant this time. Holy shit, they're evolving. 4 words. I will not comply. What? That just blew my fucking mind.
Crucifix here. Can you hold that up?
Woo! Pepe the Frog! Oh, Jesus! I guarantee you, Booger Nick Fuentes don't give a fuck about religion or Jesus. And American first, god damn it. That's just straight up fascism right in your goddamn face.
Christ is king! Christ is king! Christ is king!
Oh, back to the 3-word chant. They de-evolved.
Christ is king!
Christ is king. Christ is king.
Now, I want you to look very closely at that because that is our religion. That is the religion of this people. That is the faith of this nation. That man on that cross, that is our ultimate reality.
Yes, fiction is your ultimate reality. Tell me something I don't already know. And Jimmy Dore! Speaking of dipshits who got crucified, Jesus didn't really, because there's no evidence that Jesus actually existed. Look it up! But Jimmy Dore does exist, and beautifully this week, Jimmy Dore got fucking crucified by the internet. So, you guys might have watched Sean from Sean's videos, who did an amazing expose where he called out Jimmy Dore for spreading vaccine misinformation, which is what Jimmy Dore does. Jimmy Dore is a shameless fucking grifter. Anybody who can't realize it at this point, you're just not sophisticated enough to take seriously. You're just silly human beings. So, he's getting hundreds of thousands of clicks now because he's playing the algorithm on YouTube and spreading vaccine misinformation. It's 100% what he's doing. People are like, Dusty, he's not against the vaccine. He's against the mandates. It's very clear what he's doing. He's purposely spreading misinformation to try to spread vaccine hesitancy. And so he does say, hey, talk to your doctor. He's saying all that shit just so it gives him plausible deniability. But it's clear what he's doing. He goes out and he cherry picks information. And in this case, 100% lies about what he's saying. Spreads false information in order to try to make people less likely to get the vaccine because that's what's making him money. He's just a shameless in every fucking way grifter. And so as Sean pointed out, he took this article and he rearranged the words in this article. He left out sentences that actually said the exact opposite of the narrative he was trying to spread. But he was trying to spread a specific narrative about how these places that have a high percentage of people that are vaccinated have even more cases of COVID, when the article was explaining why that is happening. And it was because they removed the restrictions on the mandates too early. And that was, but he left all that context out in order to spread a false narrative. And then he puts this up there as he's talking about it from the article he's reading. And they rearranged the words in the article and they added words that weren't there. And they left out the context in order to basically lie about it. And so this is not the only example that Sean points out in his video. Sean goes through meticulously and points out so many different areas where Jimmy Dore cherry picks, like either debunk studies or studies that have a very, very low sample rate, and doesn't actually read the studies, just basically lies about what they says, or it misrepresents what they say in order to spread vaccine hesitancy. But this is just one example of it, where he literally takes an article, rearranges the words in the article to fit his narrative, and pretends like this is what the article actually said. So he got called out for it. And so Jimmy Dore's excuse was, hey, don't blame me. I didn't do it. Hey, my producer did it. I have a producer that did that. And I didn't read the article. I don't read the articles. I just say whatever my producer tells me to say. It's not my fault. It's the establishment. The establishment. You fucking shit libs. I have integrity. I can't believe you're trying to blame me for lying about COVID-19. It's the establishment trying to set me up. It's just the most annoying, feckless, obvious, transparent con man on all of fucking YouTube. Anybody that still falls for Jimmy Dore's bullshit, I just can't respect you anymore. You're too unsophisticated. So anyway, here's Ken Clipperstein calling him out. Jimmy Dore show straight up fabricated a quote to advance his vaccine skeptic bullshit. And now he's throwing his producer under the bus. He's claiming he fired the producer that did this. And the only producer known on his show is his wife. So don't know. Maybe there's some kind of secret producer we don't know about who, anyway, let's just watch his lame excuse.
When we originally reported this graphic here is incorrect. This graphic here was put together by my producer, and he joined together two sentences that didn't go together, and he added a word, despite. So if you're going to add a word, you have to put brackets around it so people know you've added a word and it wasn't in the source text. He didn't do that.
Well, that's not all he did. He literally left out sentences that completely change the context and make the article say something it doesn't say. In fact, the guy who wrote the article, which I'll show you in a minute, called out Jimmy Dore and said, yeah, you lied about my article. You claimed it said something it absolutely did not say, and you rearranged the words fakely in order to spread your false narrative. It's so infuriating that I can get banned on YouTube repeatedly for debunking COVID misinformation. And Jimmy Dore literally sits up there and makes fake quotes to lie and spread COVID misinformation. And nothing happens to him.
The tense of these two words to make it fit syntactically or grammatically with the rest of the sentence. Now, you could combine two sentences, but you have to put a ... and then...
Yeah, but if you leave out sentences that completely change the context of everything you're saying in order to spread a false narrative, regardless of, even if you were to put the ... dots in there, that's still a fucking lie, Jimmy Dore.
And so people know that you're jumping ahead, and so, but that didn't do that. Plus, that was supposed to be a period, and he put a comma. And then he put this, and it actually changed the meaning of this sentence.
Yes.
It didn't mean what. So, by the way, doesn't change. So I have to cover that, right? Because that was fucked up. And I didn't know about that. I had to trust my producer that.
I didn't read the article. Hey, you guys expect me to read the articles? No. I'm just like Ron Burgundy. I just read whatever's on my teleprompter. But you can trust me, guys. I'm not one of these shills who just read the words of other people and don't. Oh, wait a minute. That's exactly what I am.
We went over the story. He put it together. I had no idea he was going to take two sentences, jam them together, and add a word without putting it in a bracket. So I had no idea when I did this segment originally that had happened. That was done by my producer who put it together. I asked him why he did it, and he didn't really have a good excuse. He said, I was in a hurry, I got sloppy, and I'm stupid.
His producer that doesn't... I don't believe this story at all. I believe Jimmy Dore did this, and Jimmy Dore knew about it. But like, if he had any integrity at all, then what he's claiming here is, it didn't change the context of him doing this, of the article. But it does 100% change the context. He should call himself out, read the original article, and point out how this makes everything he said about it a lie. How his original video was a lie, spread a false narrative about COVID-19, which is the entire point of all this to begin with. But he never does this because he has no integrity. He's a shameless grifter.
Unfortunately, he can't be with us anymore because I can't have someone on like that who's sloppy, stupid, and does something like that.
Well, fire yourself.
And so, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So someone's paid a price for this. But Singapore's growing caseload has raised alarms nonetheless because of the speed at which cases have climbed. And there's a period. But he put a comma, and then he jumps down to here. The policy included... and then he then he said, despite policies including stay at home, that is not accurate. And then he didn't put the brackets. And then, so that was wrong.
It's the brackets.
That was effed up. And the reason why we're correcting that is because it was brought to my attention. And I figured out that actually happened. And I'm correcting it because we have integrity at the show. That's all we have.
That's all they have, folks. All he has is integrity. Oh, my God. So anyway, needless to say, he's been roundly roasted and mocked by the internet. Everybody's jumping on board. This beautiful H bomber guy says it being someone else's fault, it's even worse. This is just an admission that you didn't even read the thing you're making videos about. Yep. Lamest excuse in the world, Jimmy Dore. Sam Cedar. Oh no. My worst fucking nightmare says, ha! Where do we take bets that this producer is fictional? Yeah, hey, producer, if you're out there, I bet you have some amazing stories to tell about the behind the scenes of the Jimmy Dore Show. Feel free to reach out to me or literally anybody if you exist. We'll all hold our breath for this ghost producer. And here's the guy that actually wrote the article that Jimmy Dore misrepresented, said, I wrote an article about Singapore's recent outbreak that was misquoted and rearranged in a vaccine skeptics video broadcast to hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube. The video's host, Jimmy Dore, says he didn't actually read the article before posting the video. Yep, that's what he said. Not his fault, folks. You can't expect him to have any kind of responsibility for his platform at all and actually read the things he's talking about before he puts them out there. Because he has too much integrity for that. And did you guys hear about Letitia? Did I pronounce her name? So she was kind of the it girl for a while. Everybody loved her. She was one of the stars of the Black Panther movie. She was like his sister and whatnot, and had huge support. But it comes out that she's an anti-vaxxer. And here's what I love about it. People turn on her instantly. Because everybody fucking hates you guys. And so apparently some of the reshooting of the movie is up in the air because they're having to rearrange the entire shoots around her because she doesn't want to be vaccinated. So people are like, hey, just recast her. Pretty much everybody's like that. Unclear to me why they're moving mountains to make Letitia the new lead when Lupita is right there. Yeah, just get rid of her. Fuck her. We don't have to abide by plague rats. None of these people are indispensable. Just find another actress who respects her coworkers enough to get vaccinated and move on. Black Panther movie. Simple solution. And hilarious. The intellectual dark web seems to be fracturing, which is pretty funny. I'm actually sort of surprised about this. Claire Lyman, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's usually pretty fucking disgusting and chuddy. I think she runs that Quillette magazine or whatever the fuck it is. It's like the publication of intellectual dark web. But I guess she has a little bit of integrity, which is always shocking when I see these obvious shameless grifters have a little bit of integrity. So she called out Brett Weinstein for spreading ivermectin bullshit, which I never thought I would see. So apparently they're talking about the intellectual dark web, about starting their own college. You know, because that's what we need. We need more schools of propaganda. Regular colleges are so evil. We need Dr. Jordan Peterson to teach us all the truth. So she says, I got to be honest. A university devoted to truth sounds wonderful, but please, please, please put scientific truth at the apex and hire some decent scientists, not just anti-vaxxers. So this didn't go well with Brett Weinstein. Intellectual dark web alumni Brett Weinstein, who says, the West was turned upside down with the broadening and weaponizing of the term racist. Isn't that what turned us upside down? It wasn't the racism that turned us upside down. It wasn't the hundreds of years of systemic racism that harmed us. It was the weaponization of the word racist, according to definitely not racist Brett Weinstein. He goes on to say, under COVID, the same thing is happening with anti-vax. No, when you're spreading vaccine hesitancy in order to make money, which is exactly what you do, which is exactly what Jimmy Dore does, it's very transparent. Regardless of where you're saying, hey, I'm just asking questions. Hey, I'm not anti-vax, I'm anti-mandate. All that bullshit, it's very obvious to see what you're doing. You're spreading misinformation to make people more hesitant about getting the vaccine during the time of pandemic, where millions of people have died worldwide and over 750,000 Americans have died. You're plague rats. You're killing people. Yes, you're anti-vax. Fuck you. He goes on to say, lumping those with scientific concerns about certain vaccines with those who reject the concept of vaccination itself is a dire error. This grift is so transparent, dude. We see right the fuck through it. And so even Sam Harris jumped in on it. Claire Lyman goes on to respond to him. Have you told your legion of followers that ivermectin hype was based on fraud yet? I mean, I can't believe I got to give Claire Lyman a golf clap, but holy shit. Can't believe she has a hint of integrity. And then Sam Harris, having a hint of integrity too, calling out his intellectual dark web brethren. Sam Harris says, reasonable question. Please provide a link if you have, Brett. I would be overjoyed to credit you for an appropriate pivot. But of course he didn't. Brett Weinstein does nothing but double down on it, because admitting he was wrong about ivermectin, first, is going to hurt his ego. He's doubled, tripled down on this so many times. He's placed himself as some kind of hero fighting the establishment and just asking questions. He's the hero we need at this time, so he can't go back on it, because that destroys his entire narrative. So he doubles down once again and says, Sam, there's a reason I haven't reversed course. Well, he's not going to tell us what it is. He's just going to basically say, do your research, which is what they always fucking say. You have everything necessary to deduce it. I don't believe you're right. And moral imperatives being what they are, there simply is no choice. Yeah, I'm too moral not to spread vaccine hesitancy. Please rethink what must to be true for us to have landed so far apart. It matters. Yeah, rethink your position, Sam Harris. I won't rethink mine, but you rethink yours. And Eric Weinstein, his brother, I love it. They have their own internal civil war. A brother is literally turning on brother. His brother's like, I think you two should either be talking or not talking, but not semi-talking. My preference for talking is not small here. As for me, I too shouldn't be semi-talking here. But this is not helping anyone other than trolls, in my opinion. Yeah, Eric Weinstein's like, hey, let's not fight in public. Let's circle the wagons and give each other hand jobs like we always fucking do, because that's how the grift works. But no, a few of you apparently have at least a modicum of integrity. But Eric Weinstein ain't liking it, because they making his brother look like the fucking fool he is. And both of you are complete fucking idiots. So good. Let them fight. And did you guys see this one? Conservatives freaking out about Big Bird, because of course they do. The same folks who said the woke mob, they came for Dr. Seuss, when literally that didn't happen. The people that own the Dr. Seuss books didn't want to reprint old books that weren't selling very well and were racist. But oh my God, they came for Mr. Potato Head, when they didn't do that. The company that owns Mr. Potato Head rebranded the entire line to make it easier for consumers to buy on the shelves had nothing to do with the woke mob, but they're literally the ones that freak out over cartoons and over puppets and shit. Like I said earlier, always accuse your opponent of doing what you're doing. That's how you deflect. So Big Bird, for 60 years, has been telling kids to be vaccinated because that's good, obviously. And so doing exactly the same thing in this tweet from the official Big Bird account. Has 268,000 followers, not even that many. And Big Bird says, I got the COVID-19 vaccine today. My wing is feeling a little sore, but it'll give my body an extra protective boost that keeps me and others healthy. Miss Eric R. Hill even said, I've been getting vaccines since I was a little bird. I had no idea. You have. I mean, not really, you're a puppet, but you've been talking about getting vaccines because that's a huge part of Big Bird's mantra. Stay safe, get vaccinated. So of course, the whiny conservative piss babies freak the fuck out. Here's a critical race theory expert, James Lindsay, who had Big Bird being a communo-fascist medical tyrant on their 2021 BO card. Oh my God, imagine this take. He's a communist fascist simply for saying that he got vaccinated. It's a tyrant. You're a medical tyrant for saying you were vaccinated. These people are so fucking insufferable. And this just shows you how they don't really believe anything they say. They're just con men. They're just grifters. 3 years ago, James Lindsay was full on supporting vaccinations. In fact, like 3 years ago, most of the people, not all, like half the people that were against vaccinations were like weirdo lefties. Half of them were weirdo righties and half of them were weirdo lefties that were anti-vax. They believe vaccinations called autism, all kinds of bullshit. And so back 3 years ago, before it was all political, or political in the same way it is today, they were making fun of the left for not being vaccinated. And here he is. And academia depends on good faith is how we got effing vaccine deniers and a comeback of whooping cough and measles. No excuse. That's right. No excuse not to be vaccinated. You fucking plague rats. Say James Lindsay three years ago, but now suddenly, oh my God, Big Bird's a communo-fascist medical tyrant for wanting children to be vaccinated. Because it's all about the grift. It has nothing to do with how they really feel about things or what they actually believe. And a whole bunch of them freaking out. Ted Cruz, government propaganda for your 5-year-old, even though Big Bird has nothing to do with the government. I mean, I guess PBS is sort of, I guess, funded by the government, but it's not like run by the government at all. So, and then Laverne Spicer, this is propaganda. Oh no, not Big Bird. And Lisa Booth, brainwashing children who are not at risk from COVID. Twisted. Yeah, it's so twisted. Wanting kids to be vaccinated like they always have been. We cannot brainwash our children. That's why we have to teach pro-America only education in our schools and ban CRT. Because we'd hate to brainwash children. And rapey Mike Cernovich, you know, the creepy ass conservative opinion maker. Best known for his weird pro-rape tweets, says, isn't it illegal to advertise drugs to children? Cringe. And Ted Cruz, shut the fuck up, computer. Ted Cruz, doubling down on it. Here's a Big Bird coming over to vaccinate your kids. Super cool. Isn't that true? Isn't Big Bird going to come kick your door down and vaccinate your children? I mean, if he did, good. As long as the parents were okay with it, that seems like a good thing to do. And they've been doing this shit for years, though. It's the same old playbook. Here's back in, what year is this? 2011. Here's 10 years ago where they were attacking the Muppets. Are liberals trying to brainwash your kids against capitalism? Psh, I hope so. Fuck this modern day capitalism. It's bullshit. And then same shit a decade later. Sesame Street are a bunch of communists. Yeah. You fucking commies over it. Sesame Street. God. Just snowflakes in every sense of the word. Exactly what they accuse everybody else of. But good news. this anti-vax Muppet came out and laid the law down on Big Bird. So I'm glad finally some of them are speaking out against this communist bullshit.
So by now, you've seen that Big Bird and the rest of my woke co-workers down there on Sesame Street got the jab. Well, let me be the first to tell you, I will not comply. Dr. Benson Honeydew and the rest of the so-called scientists can stick that mandate up their ass. I got dingleberries older than your research, Honeydew. Do you think I'm scared to lose my job? I'm not scared to lose my job. I got crank yankers on speed dial anytime I want. Let me keep my job, and I'll teach these kids how to do their own research. Because everybody knows all you got to do is go to your podcast app and type in JOEROGAN. And to all my co-workers saying I should get it, thanks, but no thanks. Oscar the Grouch, I don't even know why you got it. You live in a trash can. Nobody's got a better immune system than you, Cookie Monster. Looks like C is for cuck. And that's good enough for me. Why don't you get your eyes fixed, you Chips Ahoy eating Marty Feldman looking mother, and Burton Ernie, the wokest of the woke. You think you're better than everybody else. Well, it would be a real shame if Bert heard about the night we spent in Cabo. Isn't that right, Ernie? Let's just say the rubber ducky ain't the only thing he's taking baths with. So in regards to the vaccine mandate, today's show is brought to you by the letters F and U, which stands for Tony, get the ivermectin.
So obviously that's a parody. That's Brett Terhune, as I pronounce it. Funny Brett Terhune. Love this guy. You should go follow him if you haven't. Great comedian. And all right, that's my Corona section. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's read the super chats. Hit the like button, fuckos. Hit it. Do it. Justin Joseph, the insert expletive your feelings crowd, sure is having a lot of feelings about Muppets getting vaccinated. Yeah, they have a lot of feelings about everything. Muppets and Uncle Ben, Mr. Potato Head, Cat in the Hat, just always upset about something. Whiny piss baby snowflakes. Can you please not do the Jimmy Dore voice? It makes my ear bleed. Sorry, Catalina. My Jimmy Dore voice is amazing. I have to do it. It's the greatest way to make fun of that guy. We need to make that guy the laughing stock. Everybody needs to be screaming at him. It's the establishment, shitlads. Make him the joke he is. Jason Ashby, listening to Dusty at work. Zamboniing and dodging COVID-19. At the public ice skate, keep up the great work, you hoser. I will, eh? Take off, eh? What up, Dusty? You sound just like Pastor G. I was going to be a pastor. I would have been a great fucking pastor. If only I didn't like sleeping so much. Beast Snakes 2009, I've got a special chant for these tools and advice. Let's go, COVID! Hell yeah, all right. Carrie Barton became a new Dust Buddy. Hell yeah, welcome, Carrie. You're one of the cool kids now. Spam the chat with impunity. I've been watching you for a while. She says, I guess that's your pronoun. Every time the cats meow, I get legit look for my cat. Yep, there's tons of them. They make a lot of noise, don't they? Notes, I haven't had a cat in 10 years. Don't get old. I know, right? Fuck age. Jonathan Gordon, $1.09. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it. Callie Davis and Dazzle4 became Dust Buddies. You guys are awesome. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club. I love you, Dusty. You're one of my favorite humans. Bing bong! I might have already read that, but okay, cool. I think I read that. Yep, already read that. All right. More super chats, please. Thanks a lot. Let's continue on the show. What time is up? Ooh, 50 minutes left. Look at all the show we still got to go. Looks like there's going to be some overtime tonight. You lucky motherfuckers get overtime. Sometimes I wish that I didn't have to do this show so I could just watch this show. Psh, you're conceited. All right, next up, folks. Gonna do Billy Idol's greatest hits. Cause we could be heroes for just one day. Moni, white wedding heroes. Ground control to Major Tom. All right, first off on the heroes list, Terry Bradshaw. who was a football player, I believe, and he's aging quite well, looking dapper there, Terry Bradshaw, calling out dipshit Aaron Rodgers. Did I say Karen Rodgers? Purposeful. For his lying about COVID-19. You go, hero.
I'd give Aaron Rodgers some advice. It would have been nice if he'd have just come to the Naval Academy and learned how to be honest.
Yeah.
Learn not to lie, because that's what you did, Aaron. You lied to everyone. I understand immunized. What you were doing was taking stuff that would keep you from getting COVID-19. You got COVID-19. Ivermectin is a cattle dewormer. Sorry, folks, that's what it is. We are a divided nation politically. We're a divided nation.
Okay, I do want to say ivermectin is not just a cattle dewormer. It is used to treat river blindness, mostly in Africa. It's a very important drug, an amazing drug that has saved tons and tons and tons of life from parasites, worms, and shit. Not from COVID. But he is right. The vast majority of the people taking it in America are taking the horse dewormer. They're not getting a prescription for river blindness because they don't have that. So sort of true, sort of not true, but go ahead, King.
On the COVID-19, whether or not to take the vaccine, and unfortunately, we've got players that pretty much think only about themselves, and I'm extremely disappointed in the actions of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, another thing
Yeah, the amount of people in the military cheering for him calling out Aaron Rodgers also is very heartening. Aaron Rodgers was like, I can't believe all the blowback I'm getting. Yeah, suck it up, fucko. You lied. You put people in danger because you're a selfish piece of shit. You know, go suck Joe Rogan's balls some more. He'll tell you you're a smart guy. He'll massage that ego, but the rest of us can't stand you fucking plague rats. And I cannot believe Gene Simmons made the hero list. Fuck, Gene Simmons is like one of the chuddiest motherfuckers. He's always saying stupid bullshit. Just an insufferable piece of shit generally. Gene Simmons. But I gotta give the devil his due. He came out against the anti-vaxxers, against the plague rats, and did it beautifully. Gene Simmons says, I don't care about your political beliefs. If you walk among us unvaccinated, you are an enemy. You don't have the right to go through a red light or smoke in a building. I hate this whole delusional, evil idea that you get to do whatever you want because of your rights, and the rest of the world be damned. Hell yeah. Kisses, Gene Simmons. Not Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons. Finally saying some cool shit. Thank you, hero Gene Simmons. I'm going to show you tomorrow, though, because you're usually terrible. But today, you're cool. And, oh, yeah, this is kind of funny. So, right-wing propagandist Bridget Gabriel apparently got drunk. And I guess she saw the headline about Gene Simmons calling out anti-vaxxers, and I guess she misread it because he's always saying shutty shit and just assumed that he was on her side. So without even reading the article, she posted, Gene Simmons is an American patriot. Yeah, definitely no way she'll delete that. Oh yeah, she deleted it immediately, of course. This tweet has been deleted. Put down the box of wine there, Bridget Gabriel. Although I will not be putting down the box of wine tonight after the show. We're going to have a little wine and play Battlefield 2042, so that'll be cool. And next up on the heroes, shout out to Singapore, who's doing what every country should do. So in Singapore, not all medical care is free, but they have this thing where if you get COVID, they pay for your medical care. But they've decided to stop paying for unvaccinated people's medical care. People unvaccinated by choice in Singapore no longer can receive free COVID-19 treatment, and amazing. This is the way it should be fucking everywhere. In fact, I don't think your insurance should cover it if you get COVID-19 and you're unvaccinated by choice. Fuck these plague rats. They want to put the rest of us in danger. They don't give a shit about their own lives. They can foot the entire fucking bill. All these plague rats are causing the premiums for the rest of us to go up. They're ruining shit for the rest of us. It's time to push back against these motherfuckers. Stop letting them take the rest of us down with them. So kudos, Singapore. Mostly you guys are bullshit, but I do support this one thing that you guys did. And Those who watch the show know that I don't really give Joe Biden too much credit or love on this show, but I'm starting to rethink that. Because Joe Biden is so much better than Donald Trump in every fucking possible way. And he's done, like, some of the things that he does is bad, I don't agree with, but a lot of good things are being done. And by people like me not giving him the credit he deserves, that only makes it more likely that people are more apathetic about Joe Biden and that another conservative comes along, possibly Donald Trump, and gets put back in the White House, which is so fucking dangerous, not to just our country, but to our democracy. So I decided to stop sitting on the sidelines and start giving Joe Biden more of the credit he deserves. So Joe Biden did what so many presidents have claimed they're going to do. And he passed an infrastructure bill. Yes, it's not exactly as much as he wanted, but he did pass over $1 trillion infrastructure bill. And you might remember that Donald Trump promised. That was one of his main campaign promises. Remember, promises made, promises kept. Bullshit, they kept saying. But he promised an infrastructure bill, and all he gave us was tax cuts for billionaires, because that's all they fucking do. So, yeah, he took a shot at Donald Trump when he passed his infrastructure bill. Finally, Infrastructure Week, Biden takes jab at Trump after House approves bipartisan bill, and good. Kudos to Joe Biden. And yeah, this one's true too. Wages are up 9.49%, unemployment down 38.46%, GDP up over 100%, stock market, which is not a good indicator of the health of the common man, of the poor, but still, stock market up 22.8%, consumer spending up 10%, facts matter. Let's go, Brandon, and good. We need to point out this stuff more so that the bullshit narratives being pushed by conservatives don't ensure that Donald Trump or somebody worse gets in the White House next. Fuck that shit. And all right, that's my heroes. Gonna jump right into the Karen section. You know why? Cause where the fuck is it? Bitch! You're caring too much. And first off, on the Karen list, grim as fuck. So this woman at Home Depot just lost her grandmother to COVID. And this immense piece of shit starts harassing her over it and won't leave her alone. This is the level conservatives are at. Bottom of the barrel. Human garbage. All they care about is upsetting people. They don't want to evolve our society. They don't want to help people. They get off on being horrible human beings. They're giddy about it.
Hey, excuse me. 2 years later, we're still wearing masks. What's it?
Dude, I'm really sorry, but my grandmother just passed away, and I really, like, my great-grandmother passed away. Please leave me alone.
Great-grand? That's part of life, though. God bless you. God bless her.
And I do believe in God, but please don't do this.
I'm just wondering why we're wearing masks.
Man. Don't fucking film us, bro.
Coleman,
please get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
there was no pandemic.
We're allowed to
Hey, God bless you.
You're allowed to think yours.
Jesus loves you guys. Jesus loves you.
Okay, I appreciate you saying
You don't have to take your anger out on me.
If you gave a shit, you would get the fuck out of here.
He's just trying to protect me because I'm very upset, and I would really appreciate your
God bless you.
respect by letting me be alone.
Really showed the love of Christ, isn't he?
No reason to get triggered.
Your job, you're doing the right thing. I'm not trying to make any sort of mess right now. I really just want to go home. I don't want to deal with this dude.
I know, I just think the people who work here should.
It's like the worst day.
Look how cool he is, huh? Jesus loves you. Hey, your grandmother died. That's just part of life. Jesus loves you. God bless. Just thank you. Thank you for your service, motherfucker. Thank you for helping destroy religion. I know you're not meaning to do that, but you're doing such a service to society by showing the world what a piece of fucking shit you goddamn conservative Christians are. Everybody hates you exactly like they should. And folks, you might have been drunk before, but have you ever been piss at the airport gate drunk? Warning, little bit of, I don't know, you can't really see the guy's penis, but let's just watch because this is This is some next level drunk bullshit right here. So here we go. Here we go. We have this guy can barely stand up at the airport gate. And the attendants are like, dude, seems like you might be a little bit drunk. And he's like, I'm not drunk, you're drunk. And then he's like, you know what? I really got to go to the bathroom. You can tell by the way he's kind of crossing his legs. And this dude got to go. And he's like, this is the bathroom, right? Yeah, that's the bathroom. And I'm going to cover up his penis. No, can't see his penis. There he is. Covering up his penis. Oh, yeah, there he goes. He's just peeing right there. You can't see his penis. I'm covering it up. And they're just guy just holding his shoulder, making sure it don't fall over to his piss. Yeah, let me hold your shoulders where you just piss there. Let you finish, dude. Let you finish. Just go. Yeah, sure. Definitely not going to regret this decision at all. Nope. Yeah. Ow! Ow! Why are you guys arresting me in the bathroom? I was just pissing in the toilet. No, you weren't, dude. Yeah. Bad light decisions. Ah. That's not what you want. I feel sorry for the person that's gonna clean that shit up. Should rub his face in it. Smack it with a newspaper. Bad human. That guy's gonna put his gloves on. You should have put your gloves on already before you touch this piss mop motherfucker. God damn it. What is wrong with our society? We just bananas. And speaking of bananas bullshit, see this one? So apparently, this girl turned the camera on her computer and caught her stepmom coming into her room and spitting on her Crocs and then rubbing her Crocs all over her bed. I don't even know about this one. What in the fuck? Load up. Load up, TikTok. Come on. You got one job, TikTok. TikTok's the worst. Fucking load up. There you go. Here we go. Watch this bullshit. So here her weird ass stepmom comes in the room, picks up her Crocs and starts rubbing her Crocs on her bed. Why are you doing that? Spit on her Crocs. Rub the Crocs on the bed. Why? What is even happening? That's just some odd behavior right there. And she's snooping around her room. The text says, this type of crazy stuff my dad's wife does to me, and I'm done being silent about it. I don't blame you. That's some weird shit. And then she comes back later and she's like, starts rubbing the Crocs in the bed again. I don't even understand. What is the thought process behind this? Some kind of mental illness or something going on? Don't know. Might want to tell your dad to find somebody better. He chose poorly. Yeah, what the fuck exactly? And folks, so somebody in the comments in my video said, Dusty, you're always covering these conservatives Karens, but I bet you won't cover this Karen. This liberal Karen, this left-wing Karen who got thrown off a plane for demanding to see somebody's papers. You're too chicken shit to cover this. And motherfucker, you don't know me at all. I will cover any Karen, any goddamn time about any fucking thing. I don't give a shit. You're on the left, on the fucking right. I will cover that shit as long as it's entertaining. So, I was like, I'm going to show you. I will cover this shit out of this video. And then I went and got this video and I loaded it up to share with you guys and I watched it. And here's the funny thing. It's clearly fucking fake. You conservative idiots are so fucking unsophisticated that you cannot tell an obviously fake video. And yet you still think, oh, you won't cover it because you fucking are too dishonest to cover it. Watch this bull fucking shit.
I'm not sitting here. Is it not safe? Do you understand? Ma'am, there is nothing you see. Do you understand? No, ma'am, I don't understand. You can't make me. I'm not sitting here. I work hard. I pay for my seat. It's clearly going to put my life in danger. Okay, so you're going to move him. That's how it's going to be. I understand. Then move him. Ma'am, this is a full flight. I can't move anyone. Do you want me to call cops? Do you want to lose your job? Do you? Because right now you're violating my rights as a citizen, as a human being. You're intentionally putting me in danger. I do not wish anyone to be in danger. Thank you, then move him, ma'am. This is the full flight. I can't move him. I don't want to sit there. Do you want me to call the cops? Because I will. I'll call them right now. They can't move people because they don't want to sit next to them. He's violating our rights and our safety. I asked him for his vaccine card, and he doesn't have one because he's not vaccinated.
Hey, Lee, you can't do that.
Please, you have to have a mask and be vaccinated.
You're not exactly wearing a mask.
I'm not wearing a mask because I have asthma. I have a heart condition. I have children. I'm fully vaccinated to protect them. You're intentionally putting my health at risk right now.
If you wish to be on this flight, I need you to take a seat. Okay, that is a seat you paid for, and it's the only one available.
I know the law. You're violating the law right now. You're completely breaking the law. You have to find me another seat.
It's not the law to be vaccinated to come on this flight.
You can't make me breathe his oxygen because he's not vaccinated. You're not listening to me.
If you wish to be on this flight, I need you to take your seat.
I'm not sitting there. You're putting my life in danger right now. I cannot be made to breathe his oxygen. That's not fair.
This is the seat you've paid for.
Do you want me to see my children? Yes, you're putting them at risk now.
One available.
I don't want to sit there. He's not vaccinated. You're intentionally putting my life in danger.
Ma'am, we are not putting your life in danger.
I'm not going to sit there.
Ma'am, can you take a seat, please?
No, I'm not sitting there. How many times do I have to say this?
Ma'am, I know how challenging air travel is these days, but there will be no discrimination on my aircraft.
Well, it's not discrimination.
Vaccinated or unvaccinated, we should respect each other.
Yes.
And as it seems, you have trouble doing that, please exit the aircraft.
Are you kidding me?
Like, how could anybody watch that and think that was real? God damn it, conservatives are so stupid. So, I covered it. Not sure if that's what you wanted, you fucking morons, but there you go. You got your wish. Holy goddamn shit. Yeah, cheesy. Like, unbelievably fucking staged. How unsophisticated can you get? 7S says, Dusty's more handsome than Ryan Reynolds. Man, I watched that, what the fuck is it called? Red Scare? Let's see. Let me go look at the TV guide. But Red Notice, The Rock, and Ryan Reynolds, and Wonder Woman, and it was bad. Got a 6.7 on IMDb. Man, The Rock is an okay dude, but all his movies are fucking terrible. Good God, make a good movie, Rock. Disappointed. And Icon says, any person who gets COVID and is anti-vax that attends an anti-vax church, the church has to pay for the treatment of the church member. I know, right? Fuck raising insurance premiums for these fucking plague rats. Justin Ship, do you think Trump could be elected again? Yes, I definitely think Trump might be elected again. What do you think about the future of America? Grim. Beast Nation 2009, thank you for your Jimmy Dore voice. I'll never hear Jimmy Dore the same way again. It's damn funny. Yeah, it's funny because it's true. Justin Joseph, the insert X when your feelings. Already read that. All right, cool. More super chats, please. Hit the like button, fuckos. Do it. Do it. And folks, gonna do a brand new segment I've never attempted before. Calling this one, Let's Unpack with Dusty Smith, where we cover topics that require a lot of unpacking because there's so much going on. First off, this toy, I guess, it's obviously a gag toy, but it went viral and there's so much to unpack here. So let's do it. I love this. First off, I want this and I love it. It's the best thing ever. So first off, you are now Corn Man. Oh, okay. Cool. I always wanted to be Corn Man. Let's unpack all this. So first off, it's a corn cob with arms and a head and two legs. And one of his legs apparently is a knife because, of course, if you were a cob of corn, one of your legs would be a knife. You have to have something to butter the corn with. That just makes sense. And there's still more to unpack. First off, there's a warning label that says, warning, if you see him, you become him. And that's just gospel right there. I think we're all becoming the corn cob man now because I saw it and you got to. Did I misspell Dusty Smith? I do that. It's hard to spell my own name. That's part of the unpacking process. And the next up on this label, the spell is complete. It is permanent. Can't undo that shit. You will now and forever be Corn Man. And let's unpack the rest. Enhanced scurry. Look how well he can scurry. Not just normal scurrying, folks. Enhanced scurrying. So, and then obvious plant. It's an obvious plant. That just speaks for itself. I don't have to explain why it's an obvious plant, but it is. And then there's a picture of a woman for some reason. Really creepy. And says, an amazing dream. Isn't it an amazing dream? Haven't we all dreamed of being a corncob man with a knife leg? I know I have. That's my dream. And then the picture on it is some kind of a low polygon res 3D model with his hands out. Because that just makes sense, right? It's the corn man. Low res 3D model polygon. It all fits. It's all coming together. It all fits. And now we've unpacked this for you. And next up on Unpack This. So much to unpack. One of the creepiest. No, this is not it at all. Oh my God. Speaking of shit to unpack. So folks, I don't know if this is real or not. I was just making fun of that conservative who couldn't tell that the other video was fake. And this video sort of seems fake to me, but like at this point, it's hard to tell. It's like Godwin's Law, where you can, or the Poe's Law. Godwin's Law is the Nazi thing. Poe's Law. Well, it's hard to tell if people are actually being sarcastic or if they're real or not. But either way, so much to unpack here. First off, let's go with the filters. She used all the filters in the world in this video. And also, it appears that she is one nose job away from having gills, which is strange. And all right, let's unpack the rest of it after we listen to her.
So I just left my client who's staying at the Beverly Wilshire off of Rodeo Drive in Beverly fucking Hills, right? Upon arrival, I pull up and I see the dehumanized, muzzled fuckface valet standing there just staring at me. And I'm waiting because, you know, one would assume that the valet comes to help you with the door, assist with the 5 fucking bags and folding makeup chair that I have to carry up a million flights, and then maybe, I don't know, park the car. But no, he's just standing there staring at me. So I'm waiting, and I then have to ask, excuse me, what would you like me to do? He says, oh, you could just park down there. What? So you're telling me you're not gonna do your job? Oh, let me guess why. 'Cause fucking COVID! Yeah, so the valet is now paid to just stand there and stare at you while you fucking get your shit out of the car and park your own fucking car. Please explain to me why this is a job. So I just left.
So, yep, Karen, who may or may not be fake. I don't know what you guys think. Don't want to have to carry her own bags, because why would she? And oh my God, she has to park her own car. What is this, communist China? What is she, an animal? She has to get to her plastic surgery appointment. Stat, folks! Her client ain't having it. Poor baby. What do we think about here? Is that real or not? This is definitely real. You think that's real? Fake everything. Yeah, I kind of lean towards it being fake too. I hate to be unsophisticated and say that fake shit is real when I'm not sure. So we're going to call it fake until I get confirmation otherwise. Either way, it's cringe. And that's what counts. And last up on my amazing new series, Unpack This with Dusty Smith. Cringe warning. Please do not break any bones cringing to this. This is a real tweet. This one actually is real. Roger Stone posted this. So much to unpack here. So he posts this picture of him and human purge mask, Laura Loomer, who is scary as fuck. To which he says, since I don't have a biological heir, and because the freedom movement needs future warriors, I am going to freeze some of my sperm in case Laura Loomer decides to bear my child sometime in the future. Hashtag freedom. Hashtag warriors. So, gross. First off, let's just get the gross out of the goddamn way. Secondly, imagine being an old man who has met this lady that's half your age and thinking, hey, it would be super cool if I tweet out that I'm freezing my sperm in case this girl wants to have my baby. Yikes. And also, like, if you're going to choose somebody to have your baby, Laura Loomer, can you imagine the nightmare fuel child these two would have? Good goddamn, that's just some horror movie bullshit right there. All of it bad. All of it strange. All of it conservative. Exactly what we would expect from these fucking walking lobotomies. They are not engaged. Cringe, gross, presumptuous. I know, right? Dirty old man. Most unattractive human in history. Their offspring. Yep. Unfuckable. Fucking gross. Agreed. Their children would have hooves. That's mean, but also true. And all right, let's check the super chats real quick and we're going to continue on the show. No new super chats. All right, well, fuck all y'all. Not supporting the show. Gonna do overtime and everything. All right, let's jump into them Chud Watch, cause Chud Watch, talking about Chud Watch. We talk about chuds and make fun of them. Yeah, we do. And tonight on Chud Watch, Trump pissed. He mad because he promised he was going to get an infrastructure bill passed, and of course he a liar. You can't get an infrastructure bill passed if you're a conservative because they don't actually give a shit about the people. Their populism is all fake. All they really give a shit about is money for billionaires, which is why he got his tax cuts for billionaires passed, but really nothing else. And so he released a statement trashing McConnell for not passing infrastructure when it was actually him that walked away from the infrastructure bill, because Trump always accuses everybody else of doing what he does. Always has to pass the buck, blame somebody else for his shortcomings. Former President Donald Trump lambasted Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell after 13 House Republicans and 19 GOP senators voted with Democrats to pass the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. In a statement released on Tuesday, the former president reprised his old crow moniker for McConnell and asked why he was incapable of getting a great infrastructure plan wanting to be put forward by me and the Republican Party. Well, that's because you didn't actually want to put it forward. You walked away from the negotiations, Donald Trump. He continuously said he couldn't get it passed, just like I had to go around him to get the very popular southern border wall built, Trump continued, referring to an emergency declaration he signed to get access to funds for a wall at the border. But it was Trump himself who tanked negotiations on a $2 trillion infrastructure package in 2019. In May 2019, Democratic leaders and the Trump administration had a productive first round of negotiations around a floated $2 trillion infrastructure package because, unlike conservatives, Democrats will actually pass bills that are good for the people, even if it helps conservatives. They're more concerned, generally, with helping people than their own party, which is exactly the opposite of conservatism. Conservatism doesn't give a shit about the people. All they care about is getting and maintaining power. But the deal crumbled over the Democratic-controlled House investigations into Trump after the release of the then special counsel Robert Mueller's report. During a second meeting with the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and then Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Trump walked out within 3 minutes of negotiation. So obviously, that's why it failed. Trump had no intention of ever getting any kind of infrastructure passed. He was just bullshitting. That's what the fuck he does. And so, of course, this is what they always do. It's not cancel culture when they do it, folks. Must be eliminated. Trump Republicans vow to oust GOP members who voted for infrastructure. You're the enemy. You gave Joe Biden a win, regardless if this infrastructure bill is actually going to help America, because it is going to help America. Regardless of the fact that it's going to help the American workers, the American people, because it is going to help. They don't give a shit about that. All they care about is that Joe Biden looks good. He passed something that's going to help the people, and they don't want that. They don't like that. And so everybody who voted to help the people that's in the GOP, they're now the enemies of the Republican Party, and they must be eliminated. But it's not cancel culture, folks. Never cancel culture. It's only left-wingers who do cancel culture. And what Chris Hayes here says is exactly correct. Anybody who dares step outside of the Trump cult is in danger of being violently attacked because their cult is crazy as shit.
And a source told the New York Post that Malliotakis appeared, quote, visibly shaken as Trump railed against her and other Republican House members during the dinner. And let me tell you something. Visibly shaken is not a crazy reaction, because a central fact about American life right now is that when Donald Trump or his associated right-wing propagandists set their sights on you, then you immediately have a security problem. It's just like a law of gravity. True Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's been in the government for decades and never had to have a security detail, and members in the media. It was true of Congressman Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio, one of the 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach Donald Trump. He is retiring, even though he's young, in part because of the deluge of threats he faced. He recounted an eye-opening moment this year when he and his family were greeted at the Cleveland airport by 2 uniformed police officers, part of extra security precautions taken after the impeachment vote. And now it's true of the 13 Republicans who Donald Trump called out the other night, who just voted for roads and bridges, broadband, internet, and clean water. Now that means they are traitors, in Marjorie Taylor Greene's words, and for Congressman Fred Upton of Michigan, one of the 13, a death threat.
Traitor. That's what you are. You're a piece of traitor. I hope you die. I hope everybody in your family dies. You piece of trash mother. Voted for dumb. You're stupider than he is. He can't even complete a sentence. You dumb mother. Traitor. Piece of mother. Piece of trash. Hope you die. Hope your family dies. Hope everybody in your staff dies.
That's not that uncommon. That air of menace there, the threat of violence. I mean, it's couched as a wish, not a threat, but you know what happens if you're on the receiving end of that. That looms over our politics in the Trump era, and it exerts a kind of gravitational force. It will render and is rendering the country functionally ungovernable if one party views their job as passing substantive laws, compromising when necessary, cutting deals, doing things that are good for the country, even if the political consequences might help your, quote, enemy politically, as the Democrats did during the COVID crisis. And then the other party sees it as a betrayal if they do anything that hands the other side victory. And if they do so, they will face the angry mob. They will face the rage of the same people who stormed the Capitol and chanted, "Hang Mike Pence."
But it's not cancel culture, folks. Never cancel culture. They're not capable of it. Showing the love of Christ. And another example of definitely not cancel culture. Trump tells Republicans at fundraiser we need to nationwide boycotts of anybody, any companies that don't believe in conservative principles. Yeah, totally not cancel culture. Imagine if Joe Biden came out and said this. Hey, we need to boycott companies that don't have left-wing values. Cancel culture. Joe Rogan would be on there. Oh my God, this is proof of cancel culture. They cancel everybody. But Donald Trump does it. Joe Rogan crickets as fuck. Slimy motherfuckers. And Steve Bannon, finally getting a little comeuppance. So you guys might remember, I covered this before, that Steve Bannon decided to refuse a congressional subpoena and not show up and not turn over documents that they subpoenaed. And you can't do that, apparently. Apparently that's bad and frowned upon. They usually don't do shit. They're usually toothless, but this time they've indicted him. And what's hilarious was he was on his show ranting about how conservatives are taking over everything. And on the screen behind him, while he's showing MSNBC, Bannon indicted. He didn't cover it, but there it is right behind him. They gonna lock his ass up, and I love it. Hopefully he does the full 2 years. Doubtful. He'll probably do a couple months at most, but man, let's go Bannon. I know, right? Finally, a 3-word chant I can get behind. And don't worry, folks. Little Bishop here and Joe Rogan, help is on the way. Says the Truth Gazette and cringe. I took a poll earlier. Who do you think's shorter? Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan. And shocker, little Joe Rogan is actually smaller than Ben Shapiro. He making Ben Shapiro feel tall. That's why Ben Shapiro loves Joe Rogan so much. And God damn it, these two were just made for each other. Two chuds sit around, giving each other reach arounds. It's a thing of beauty. And folks, apparently Dave Rubin does not watch my show. Because he tweeted out, I know a lot of people who regret getting the vaccine. Doubt. Don't know anyone who regrets not getting it. I mean, technically he's right because they're dead. And you really can't regret shit when you're dead. you can't anything on account of death. So, don't know, Dave. I've already done 11 videos. I never meant to do 11 videos of conservatives who spread anti-vax memes and then died of COVID, but there's just so many of them. We're on video 11 now. They're like 20 minutes each. So, who's shocked that Dave Rubin never knows what the fuck he's talking about? But genius Dave Rubin knows that climate change is bullshit, folks. It has to be bullshit. You know how he knows? Because rich people are still buying beach houses. Hey, and rich people are really smart. If climate change were real, would rich people be spending their money on beach houses? Of course not. Proof.
Would you be living right by the water? You know, we just came back from Miami, and in Miami, you've got all of these, literally these 30, 40, 50, $70 million houses all on the water, right? And they're telling us the sea level's rising. Yet why are all the rich people still moving to the water? Are they stupid? Or could it possibly be that all of this is really about control and they're trying to usher in a whole bunch of policies that will enshrine that they always kind of stay in power and you eat bugs? Would you be living?
That's right, folks. Climate change is bullshit. They just want to make sure you eat bugs. Hey, would rich people be buying houses? Of course not. I mean, sure, they're rich and sure they have more money they can spend in hundreds of lifetimes. And sure, they can have multiple houses all over the place, including beach houses that they don't really give a shit about. But logic, y'all. The rich know what's up. Oh, God damn it. So cringe. And Candace Owens probably lying about being unvaccinated. Who would be shocked? She's such a shameless fucking grifter. So here's the very essence of virtue signaling. Candace Owens says she's still unvaccinated. I survived the greatest psychological fear campaign in human history. That's right. She's so brave. She's so bold. Look how cool she is for not being vaccinated. But here she is at Madison Square Garden, who has a vaccine policy. Almost like she's lying? Plan for your event. Government mandates for attending indoor events at venues such as the Garden currently state all guests age 12 and over. Guests age 12 and older are required to provide proof of COVID-19 vaccinations. This means you have had at least one dose of COVID-19. Guests may also show proof of full COVID-19 vaccine. This means the day of your event, at least 40 days, your final vaccine, which depends on the type of vaccine. You may have one dose or two. So, and of course, always hypocrisy with these people. Always talking to both sides of your mouth. Candace Owens like, the most marginalized group in America are the unvaccinated. And the oppression we face are systemic. That's right, folks. Isn't she really the one that's oppressed the most? Isn't she the victim here? But she also says, if you hold a permanent view of yourself as a victim, you become your own oppressor. Candace Owens, I might want to speak to Candace Owens about being her own oppressor. Seems like she might have a lot to learn from Candace Owens. And Meghan McCain, my father McCain, ask a very important question. Hey, if they're not actually teaching critical race theory in school to our children, then why is everybody so scared that they're banning it? I have an answer, but I'll let her ask the question first.
You look at all these parents in Virginia. I'm now a parent in Virginia, talking about how education and critical race theory played a huge role in why they ended up voting for Glenn Youngkin. And I just thought it was very strange that there's a complete and utter denial that critical race theory exists and is being taught. There's ample evidence of it being taught in many states across the country. And if it's something that doesn't exist, why are Democrats so riled up at the idea of it being banned?
Because the things you're banning are not critical race theory. You've decided that any talk about racism, any acknowledgement of the black experience is critical race theory, which really has nothing to do with critical race theory. I mean, I guess in a way, in the same way, like advanced trigonometry has basic 1+2 math in it. But if you teach kids 1+2 math in school, that's not advanced trigonometry. So a great example of this. They banned the books of Jerry Craft in Texas schools. which of course had the Streisand effect that only helped him sell more books. But his books have nothing to do with critical race theory at all. Yeah, because they deal with the black experience, they ban these books because everything is thrown under the label of critical race theory in order to rewrite and whitewash our history, literal whitewashing of our history, to erase any talk of historic racism, systemic racism, and the black experience. Despite attempts by lawmakers and some parents to remove his books from Texas schools, award-winning author Jerry Craft said his books have actually gotten more attention thanks to the controversies. The author and illustrator spoke to fans during a virtual event hosted by Harris County Public Library Tuesday. In October, his books were temporarily removed from KDISD, and his speaking event postponed after a group of parents complained the works promoted critical race theory. 4 of his books were also included in a list of over 850 books, predominantly by writers of color and LGBTQ authors, targeted in an investigation by Republican Representative Matt Cross into the book collections of Texas schools. Kraft's book, New Kid and Class Act, follow the character Jordan Banks, a 7th grader navigating being one of the only students of color at a predominantly white private school. These stories are inspired by Kraft and his son's real-life experiences. Growing up, Kraft said he didn't see characters like him in books, so he sought to create his own representation. If I saw any other African-American characters in books, they were probably not living their best lives, he said. Most of the books I saw really were about struggle, being enslaved, gangs, the civil rights struggle. I never really saw myself. I wanted to write African-American characters that sometimes the hardest decision during the day is, do you want chocolate ice cream or strawberry? When asked about the incident at KDISD, Kraft said it caught him by surprise. I don't think the people that banned it actually read the book, he said. What has happened is so many places have sold so many copies because now people want to see what all the hubbub is. They get it, and they write to me, and they're almost disappointed because there's no big thing that they were looking for. Kraft said the fact that this happened to him is part of why he chose to make books like New Kid in the first place. Sometimes when you're an African American, you never stop being Jordan Banks, he said. So this is exactly why we have a problem with it. Things that have nothing to do with critical race theory, nothing to really do with racism too much at all. Just a black character in a book having a black experience, representation, that's enough to be banned. It's a new virus of white supremacy, emboldened by Donald Trump, that is spreading across this goddamn trash country. Thanks to people like Meghan McCain. Hope that answers your question, you fucking dipshit. And speaking of immense fucking dipshits, oh my God, cringe warning, please do not crack ribs cringing so hard. So you ever wonder why there are no funny conservative comedians? There's just not any modern day funny conservative comedians. It's because this is what passes for conservative comedy these days. Now, this video is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm only going to play a minute because I love you. And I know you can't bear more than a minute of this, but the fact that anybody would laugh at this cringe just shows you the state the conservative brainworms are at right now. Here's conservative comedy, folks.
And everyone that wants to talk to you about facts and science. No, these are the facts. And that's all I see when they talk like that. No, this is real. It's the facts because I researched it. There's like little parakeets just waiting for the news to come on, walking in there. And then the news comes on. Dr. Fauci's on! Dr. Fauci's on! 2 masks, 3 masks, 3 masks, 2 masks. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Wear the mask. Numbers are going up. Numbers are going up.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I stop it. I stop it now. Kill it with fire. God damn it. Holy shit, y'all. Holy shit. Wow. Woo. That is bad. That is fucking awful. God damn it. And this should be on the Beyond Parody segment, folks. I mean, does she know she's lying or does she believe it? She's got to know she's lying. But the fact that they can stand up and they can say shit like this with a straight face. So first off, let me play you what she says.
Sort of stupid and don't understand what the supply chain crisis is. I worked at that White House for 4 years. We never even heard of such a thing. There was no supply chain crisis.
There's no supply chain crisis under Donald Trump. Remember when she worked for Donald Trump? Remember her alternative facts? They never even heard about a supply chain crisis. You guys remember? Remember you couldn't buy toilet paper when Donald Trump was president? Remember the supply chain crisis? Remember the shelves being bare all over the fucking place because of the supply chain crisis? Like, holy shit. How can they sit up there and say this shit with a straight face? I guess because they know they're on Fox News and no one's ever going to hold them accountable. And conservatives have the memories of goldfish. Actually, goldfish have a memory of like 3 months, so they have a worse memory than goldfish, where they literally don't give a shit or can remember what happened a few months back. But just an alternative reality in every way. So depressing. Bing bong, I know, right? That's Kellyanne Conway, by the way. Alternative facts Trump lady. And speaking of another one, it should be on Beyond Parody, folks. Here's Tucker Carlson wondering, hey, why aren't we best friends with Russia? Shouldn't we be best friends? Russia has oil. Isn't that what matters most to us, oil? So why don't we suck Russia's dick? And this guy's like, because Russia is a totalitarian government and we support democracy. And then Tucker Carlson's like, okay, I guess I support democracy. I guess, but really, fuck democracy. All I care about is American imperialism, and I don't give a shit about anybody else in the world except for us. Just look how evil this is. Hard to believe this is the #1 cable news show in the fucking world, but it's not hard to believe at all. The #1 cable news show in America, at least.
Is make certain that we give them what they need, give them intelligence, give them lethal weapons, give them assistance.
But why would we take Ukraine? But hold on, why would we take Ukraine's side and not Russia's side? It's a sincere question. If you're looking from the American perspective, no, but why? I mean, who's got the energy reserves? Who's the major player in world affairs? Who's the potential counterbalance against China, which is the actual threat? Why would we take Ukraine's side? Why wouldn't we on Russia's side? I'm totally confused.
Well, clearly. Maybe if you get out a map and you look to see where the Black Sea is, and Bulgaria and Romania where we have our missile defense system, Greece and Turkey, the entrance to the Black Sea. And then from there, you look at what the conflicts have already been and Russia's areas there. Ukraine is a democracy. Russia is an authoritarian regime that is seeking to impose its will upon a validly elected democracy in Ukraine. And we're on the side of democracy. That's why people were chasing those planes in Afghanistan and wouldn't be chasing Russian ones. We're for democracy. We're for liberty. We're not for authoritarian regimes coming in and changing borders by tanks. Russia isn't showing up on the border with ballot boxes. They're showing up on the border with tanks. And that's why we need to make certain we're on the side of democracy and give the aid that's necessary so we don't have another Obama sending blankets to a country that's being invaded.
Yeah, I guess I'm for democracy in other countries, I guess, but I'm really for America, and
I guess I'm for democracy. I mean, I guess you're not. You don't give a shit about democracy. You want to do everything you can to make it harder for people to vote because that's the only way conservatives can win. You'd be incredibly happy to overthrow the will of the people and to put Donald Trump in as a dictator. Conservatives fucking hate democracy, but like not even pretending very hard. I guess, but all I really care about is America. Fuck all those other countries. They can have totalitarian regimes rule them. I don't really give a shit as long as we're cool in America. Fuck everybody, I guess. Just goddamn. Hard to believe, but not at all. And this is an actual graphic from Fox News. This is how propaganda is done, folks. Let's see if you can spot the propaganda. The American workforce at Trump's peak, 164 million. At Biden's peak, 161 million. Huh. Wow. I wonder what happened between these 2 days. Wait a minute. Who was president until January of 2021 to these 2 years that had the, what happened? Who was responsible? Oh, clearly Biden. Clearly there were 164 million jobs when Trump left office, and then Biden got in and destroyed all the jobs. Isn't that what happened? No, it's not what happened at all. Oh, Biden actually turned things around when Trump destroyed the economy, like every Republican president does every single goddamn time. Propaganda! Scare old people, lie to them. But it works in this trash fucking country. And speaking of trash countries, a California middle school removed a history teacher who taught our students that Trump is still president. Oh, there's some bad life decisions. What could go wrong? A history teacher in California has been removed from her job after she told her students that Donald Trump is still president. The teacher, who has not been identified by name, why? Name and shame, also made claims about President Joe Biden's son Hunter and the COVID-19 vaccine. Hunter Biden, for example, is doing deals with China and Ukraine where he was funneling money illegally. He also had child pornography on his laptop. He was having sexual intercourse with his own niece, the teacher. Why would you talk about that in class? Good God. The teacher, who worked for Anacapa Middle School, said on the recording, "If you have a baby in the hospital, they don't want to give it back if you're not vaccinated," the teacher said on the recording. "This is a complete power control threat." Yeah, good. Fire the shit out of her. Make sure she never has a job teaching again. This is the same crowd that is terrified that they want to indoctrinate your children. They have no problem with her indoctrinating their children. As long as she's spreading their talking points, it's totally fucking fine. And, speaking of another one from Beyond Parody, so the people at Mythicist Milwaukee had their event called Better Discourse 3. You might remember the chuds from Mythicist Milwaukee who sent me a message telling me that if I showed up at their event, that they would have me escorted out by security for causing trouble. Remember that? Remember they were inviting all these fucking chuds to come speak, like Shoe on Head, Armored Skeptic, all of them. Sargon was headlining, and I wanted to go speak. I agreed to fly out and speak for free at their event on my own dime if they'd let me, because I was going to call the entire affair out, the entire circus out, and they wouldn't let me speak. They threatened to remove me by security because I said I was going to show up anyway and challenge the other speakers to dance-offs, to a dance competition, and they couldn't have that. So anyway, in this backward, bizarro fucking comedy of a universe, they had this event called Better Discourse. Hey, let's listen to the Better Discourse.
Just said the government literally created
the problem is
a government. No, because you're doing no. Destiny. What we're not going to do today. So here's what we're not going to do today. You're not going to try to poke holes about shit that nobody's talking about. I said the government had their venture capitalist firm invest in a private company where no one else could compete. That's what we're talking about.
When you say something along the lines of like, how did Jeff Bezos became a millionaire overnight?
I didn't say how. I gave you the reason as to
Bezos
why.
became a billionaire overnight.
I didn't say how. I didn't ask how.
It's because everybody in this room probably uses Amazon Prime.
It wasn't hacked.
If you upload
it literally wasn't hacked.
Did Hunter Biden approve of those images and everything from the laptop being posted?
It wasn't hacked.
And it's a hacked material.
It literally wasn't hacked.
Twitter has also banned people on the
USB.
You're just gonna keep talking over me like that makes you correct?
You got it.
I'm right here, dude. You don't have to look at the
audience. It's a USB.
Hey, talk to me.
They handed it over here. They were like, hey, post this.
Hey.
New York Times. Is New York Times banned for posting hacked
material? Let him rebut, and then we're getting to the next question.
I'm right here. I don't know what you're looking at.
Is the New York Times
Are you talking to somebody else right now?
I'm trying to understand.
Are you lost?
I wasn't going to answer my question.
You gotta let him talk. We have like a monitor out there
Is the
somewhere
New York
where
Times banned for posting hacked?
Amazing. Better discourse. Aren't we all better off for this discourse? Hey, Destiny, maybe you should stay at home every once in a while. Maybe sit some of this shit out. Just saying. All right. That's my show to watch for tonight, folks. Let me check the super chats and we'll come back for a long trash world into some overtime. Who loves overtime? You love overtime. Reward me for overtime. Hit the like button, fuckos. Do it. Stop supporting unnecessary wars with Russia, etc. Ukraine is no democracy. Psh. All right. Well, I mean, it's more of a democracy than Russia is. Transylvania Turf became a dust buddy. Welcome. I hope you're not that kind of turf. You're the other kind of turf. No, we had an alternative supply chain issue. I know, right? Along with this alternative facts. Holy shit, Transylvania Turf gave $50. Very generous. You are now the super chat heavyweight champion of the world. Transylvania Turf says, fuck Jim. Is he gunning for a role in the next God's Not Dead? Yep. He's getting that conservative money, yo. They'll literally support anything, no matter how cringe and unfunny. Bing bong, says Mike George. Cubert Lover. Had to say something else, Dusty. Maybe Putin is telling Trump how to become a dictator. And these thread he issues might be in that direction. Maybe. I doubt they're having any kind of real communication with each other, though. Oh, look, just as expected, making paying fell upward. Well, that's nepotism for you. The walking embodiment of nepotism. Cuber Lower Dusty, I think Miami's sea levels are rising. And of course, the New York City subway got flooded. I think at least a few times, obviously, sea levels are rising. We have the science behind it. Don't listen to Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's political insight comes from the Marvel Universe. I know, right? Total fiction. My 5-year-old son keeps saying, "It's the establishment! You shit libs!" Libs in your doorknob over and over. It cracks me up. My wife, not so much. I'm sorry to your wife, but that sounds hilarious. Oi Boy gave me $20. What's up, Oi Boy? People should come hang out with Dusty on Twitch later. A little something for the critters. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, like I didn't read your message, you can come talk to me on Twitch. Ask me questions and shit while I play my game. I am easy to find and get a hold of if you want to. Dusty, I don't like Trump and his conservatives and liberals and Trump's own people from not obeying his commands and wishes. Shh. What, you don't like cancel culture? Are you against the cancel culture of the right? Amelia Daria became a Dust Buddy. Hell yeah. What's up, Amelia? I guess you were already a Dust Buddy. Let's Unpack needs a song. I know, I'll have to work on that. Like everything else in the show, it's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. How about a plague rat emoji? Hey, we need a couple more people to join the Dust Buddies, and I'll get to add another emoji. And if you guys want a plague rat emoji, I can add that. Love your channel, and you pronounce my last name correctly. Hell yeah, Roger Yost. Did I do it again? I don't know. Thank you, Roger. All right, anything else pop up? $5 from Stabby Kitten. You are deserving of some offerings from my bank account. Take them and be welcome. I will take your offering. Thank you, Stabby Kitten. Good to see you tonight. Hunter Biden news by conservatives, Dusty. It's like Hillary emails they came up with. So my brother was screaming at me in the Applebee's about Hunter Biden. Like I give a fucking shit about Hunter Biden. Good God. All right. Time to get into some overtime. Hit the like button, everybody. Gonna finish it up. Got about 20 minutes of overtime at least. Long show tonight. And I guess this was supposed to be heartwarming, but it's not. This video of this dad strapping a baby to his chest while he makes his Subway sandwiches is depressing as fuck to me. This dude should be at home. But she's just bonding with his child on some paternity leave and shit, not bringing that kid to work, having to work a shitty job at Subway to earn a living for his family. This is some late stage capitalism bullshit here. Trash world. Bing bong. And this happened last week. This is kind of old news, but I haven't covered it because I was gone, so I thought I should cover it. So you guys know who Travis Scott is. He's the husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever the fuck of Kylie Jenner. You know, one of the Kardashians. And he seems like a horrendous piece of shit. The exact sort of garbage human that would be dating a Kardashian. Seems completely self-centered, self-absorbed, like he don't give a fuck about anybody else. Let's have a couple examples. Remember that one time at his concert where he accused one of his fans of stealing his shoe and incited the mob to attack his fan in the middle of the concert?
Yeah! Straight from Mexico, call it Fontana. Swear to God we go. Straight from Mexico, call it Fontana. Come here, bitch. Get that motherfucker, get him. You tried to take my shoe? You want to be a thief? Fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up.
Yeah, that seems like a good way to get a lawsuit right there. So, shocker, he had a concert last week and 8 people were trampled to death because he really doesn't give a fuck. All he cares about is his money. About that dollar bill, yo. His fans, not so much. Here he is, another concert, screaming gay slurs.
You faggots who just sitting here looking like a bunch of queers.
Cool. Super cool.
You wearing a fucking LaFlame shirt, motherfucker, then you better act like it, bitch. I'm gonna rip it off your fucking back.
Yay, making fun of people for being gay. Super cool in the modern era, isn't it? So yeah, 9 people died because of this dumbass. And they held the event at Astroworld. And for some reason, this promotional video for the event got removed from the Astroworld website after 9 people were killed. Wonder why this got removed.
With extra security, we want to show you what it looked like when the festival opened its doors today.
I gotta mute that shit before they fucking copyright me. I hate to be copyrighted for this dude's shitty fucking music. So, yep. Deleted that video real fucking fast. And I don't know if you guys saw this footage. I'm sure most of you did. But he put out his... The sad thing is, he's still getting tons of support. Because it's a trash fucking world. No matter how self-centered you are. No matter how much you don't give a fuck about your fellow human being, you get them killed. If you're famous, you still have sycophants that suck your dick. So he put out this press release. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. 400,000 likes. But here's actually the concert. The day of all these people getting killed. I wonder if anybody could have foreseen that tragedy was going to strike. Look at these fucking morons. Some foreshadowing. They're already trampling each other. Imagine dying at a Travis Scott concert. God damn it. The exact type of people you would imagine would be fans of fucking Travis Scott. Just a hell world. And, yeah. This reminds me of something that actually happened to me. I've talked about this before, about how I was at Lollapalooza 1992 in New Orleans with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was actually caught in a crowd like this. And it was like one of the only times in my life I've been legitimately afraid I was going to die. Because there were so many people shoved together that if one person would have tripped and fell, it would have crushed all of us. It would have caused a chain reaction that crushed people. This kind of shit is so dangerous. And here's an example. There's a girl getting crushed to death by the crowd. They're begging for them to stop the concert and help people. But the event organizers and Travis Scott don't give a fuck. Just kept going. No concern for the people. They were trying to pull people out of the crowd and escape. Go ahead and pause, mute that bullshit. Here they are. This is exactly what was happening at the Lollapalooza event I was at. It was terrifying. I was worried about, I fought my way out of the thing and left the crowd, fought my way all through the crowd to get the fuck out of it, to the back of it. So I wouldn't goddamn die. Not worth it. Yeah, content warning. And they were literally climbing up to the camera people, begging them to stop the show because people were dying. And they didn't give a fuck.
That's okay with you real quick. Please, let's do it.
Yeah, get down. We don't give a shit. Travis Scott is singing. Who gives a shit if you die? You kind of deserve to die for being at a Travis Scott concert. Fuck off. Yeah, just goddamn it. And this girl, this is another content warning. This girl died, and holy shit, I don't know if you guys saw this video. This was the 9th victim, and this is them carrying her out of the event. This is kind of hard to watch, so you might want to look away if you can't take this. So here they are carrying her out of the event. And yeah, they dropped her on her head. They dropped her right on her head. So yeah, dead. Just trash fucking world, y'all. That's why I stay my happy fucking ass at home. And yeah, protesters are outside of his house. He's gonna face billions of dollars in lawsuits. I hope they bankrupt this motherfucker. Fuck him. Protesters outside of Travis Scott's $14 million Houston mansion. Hope they bankrupt him. Hope they bankrupt Kylie, who's worth $1 billion. Bankrupt all these fucking motherfuckers. Eat the rich. Yeah, she was brain dead and died yesterday. Hard to watch. And you guys might have heard this story. And immediately when I heard this story, I was like, this is bullshit. This is 0% chance of this being true. The cops were fucking liars. Knew right off the bat this motherfucker was lying.
The narrative was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it.
So immediately I was like, dude, that's so stupid. Like this fucking episode of Dexter or some shit. Somebody's walking around sticking needles in people's throats and making them pass out. Like, that's obviously not true. And so, yeah, immediately they came out and they're going, oh, yeah, the thing we told you was true? Yeah, it's not true. No shit. Now they're saying he was hit in the head with something and all this other bullshit they just basically made up or were lying about. Always got a fearmonger about drugs because that's what they fucking do. ACAB, fuck these people. So that's the Travis Scott shit. Depressing as fuck. Bankrupt them all. ACAB talking about a prick, I know, right? The prick was on stage. Good one. Totally agree. And here's another depressing bullshit. So you guys might know that we've had our beef with Terry Crews. The cool thing about this show is everything I've ever talked about on the show, which I do 2 shows a week. I cover about 50 topics per show. And everything I've talked about, I have a searchable database of. So, guys, remember when Terry Crews went out there and shit on Black Lives Matter and said, hey, if you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, and ideology. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better. Yeah, isn't that the point of Black Lives Matter? Is to make sure that black lives are better than white lives? Yeah, totally. Totally. That's what's happening, isn't it? You fucking sellout. God damn it, Terry Crews. And of course, every chud and their dog came out to suck his dick like Ian Miles wrong, the wrongest boy on the internet. Preach, he said of Terry Crews for shitting on Black Lives Matter. And it's like Black Lives Matter was about making black lives better than white lives, which has nothing to fucking do with it. And remember when Terry Crews shit on the black community, basically telling them to stop focusing on racism and conquer their own negativity by putting the letters C-O-O-N, coon, which is a racial slur, to which he says, conquer our own negativity. That's right. Let's stop focusing on racism and conquer our own negativity. Says sellout Terry Crews. Well, he back at it, folks. Terry Crews taking that Amazon money. Now, he could have come out in support of unions. Could have come out in support of anything. But instead, where the fuck is it? 96. He decides to take Jeff Bezos' money and do a propaganda commercial for Amazon, where he goes to work at Amazon and pretends like it's all cool and fun. Hey, it's such a fun job. Yeah. Pissing in bottles. So fun. I agree with Hassani. Or Hassan. Everybody gets mad when I call him Hassani B. I agree with Hassan. He's deranged. But Terry Crews doing what Terry Crews do.
We're here. I heard Amazon was hiring a bajillion people and thought I'd take a look for myself.
Do you have to go with the arrow up?
Yeah.
The arrow up. So Amazon does pay for tuition?
Yep.
So what do you think my major should be? Hi, Savannah.
Black history.
Hi, Gary. Wait, I get to drive a forklift? Benefits, tuition, and flexible hours. They're hiring everywhere, so check it out for yourself.
Yay, poors! Work your life away at Amazon and make Jeff Bezos a few more $1 billion. Fuck the unions! Sell out. And here's the even more disturbing yet hilarious part. He did that commercial wearing a $20,000 watch. Yeah. Superman of the people, Terry Crews. in his ugly ass $20,000 watch. Hey, look at this shit. My watch looks better than yours, dude. Look at my $20,000 watch. Looks way fucking more pimping better than your watch does. Pay $25 for this. Yeah. Dummy. Fucking moron. So, yeah. Sell out Terry Crews. Fuck that guy. Am I right? And speaking of trash world, holy shit. So apparently India has a sacred river with a toxic cloud-like foam in it. So of course they're bathing in it because, yeah, why wouldn't they do that? Yeah, sure. Let's go out and bathe in the toxic sludge in our river. Hey, it looks like suds. What could go wrong? It's a sacred river. Must be sent from one of our gods. One of the many-armed gods. Maybe it's the elephant god. I don't know. One of them. One of them sent this toxic sludge for us to bathe in. So cool. Definitely not primitive in any way. I know that some people think that's racist to say that their society is primitive. But in some ways, their society is very primitive. I'm sorry. That's not racist to say. That's just an observation. Not in all ways. It's not because of their race. It's because of the culture. And, all right, we're going to finish up with this last one, I guess. We're going to skip this one and go back to the QAnon story. Shocker, folks! Another prominent member of QAnon has been outed as a pedophile. Yep. QAnon conspiracy theorists often talk about protecting children from pedophiles and sex traffickers. They accuse top figures in the Democratic Party and Hollywood of abusing children in pizzerias and unite around hashtags with names like Save the Children, even after genuine anti-trafficking groups beg them to stop. It's hard to find a more dedicated booster of QAnon's promises to save the children and bring the deep state to justice than Pennsylvania resident Philip Godlewski, who has amassed more than 48,000 followers on YouTube and Telegram. In a representative video from June, Godlewski warned his audience that nefarious global forces practice satanic child torturing so you can drink their blood to get high. And yep, he a pedo. As Trump supporters broke in, let me skip ahead. In 2010, Godlewski was indicted for statutory sexual assault, aggravated indecent assault, and a host of other crimes after allegedly carrying on a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old girl while he was 28 and working as a high school baseball coach. So where are you at, Q? What's that? It doesn't matter because he's not on the left? You don't actually give a shit about pedophilia or sex trafficking of minors at all? It's only a political ploy to smash your political opponents over the head with? Yeah, I already knew that. Trash Q. Doing what Trash Q does. And all right, folks, that's my show. Had a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's check the super chats before we go. Hit the like button before you go, folks. Super tough talking shit in auto-tune. I know. Travis Scott, garbage. All right, well, that's all, folks. That's all of that. If you like my show, please consider supporting my Patreon, patreon.com/Scottcast. There's a link in the description of this video. $1 a month, whatever you can afford, helps out me, helps out the kitties. And before we go, we're going to do a short kitty party. Because I know you guys love the kitty party. Go. All right. Let's go full screen with it. Full screen. Kitty party, kitty party. Gonna do the kitty party. Yeah, all right, here we go. Boom. Yeah, I know, right? All of the cat food on my bed. Definitely hygienic. All right, who we got tonight in the kitty party? We got Pretty Boy, Half Stash. We got Miss Violet over here. We got Misty. Oh, Fat Katana right here. Big old Fat Katana. I don't know if you guys can see Miss Cece down here. She behind my head. And Mr. Penguin is over there. Don't show my room too much. My messy ass room. Mr. Penguin over there. And by Mr. Penguin is, there's Miss Teacup. Miss Teacup. So, whole big crew tonight in the kitty party. Fuck yeah. Awesome, awesome. Folks, gonna jump over my Twitch and do a little Battlefield 2042, which I play like one game against the computer, but I have not played online. So I'm gonna get smashed by 13-year-olds. It's gonna be embarrassing. So if you guys want to hear me freak out and cuss about it, come join me on Twitch immediately after the show. Gotta do that shit. Folks, thank you for joining me. I'll be back on Monday for another amazing show for you guys. Hopefully, that'll throw my back out or do something else stupid as shit. Love the fuck out of you guys. I will see you soon. Have a good weekend. Have fun out there. I love you guys. And as always, till next time, catchphrase. Good night, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Go!